Is this your office where we're coming from?
I decline to answer any of that fucking bullshit. All right, here we go.
It's old Billy Rednuts, Bill Burr.
You know, I have a friend of mine who doesn't like corn. He says he won't eat it. And little does he realize that 90% of food is all corn-based. Because these cunts have taken over the food supply, and that's the real terrorism that we need to fight. We're going to Tacoma, Washington.
Dude, you know what's funny?
I hate
90% of the time you talk to Bryant, he sounds like a fighter selling an upcoming pay-per-view, and all he's doing is talking about himself.
Yeah.
It's like there's no other fighter that he's talking shit about. He's just talking about how awesome he is.
Yeah.
It's like, listen.
But I hate myself at the same time.
Ali without Frazier. It's just like, okay,
Just going.
who you fighting? Who you competing against? Nah, I'm just talking about how awesome I am.
I'm a mess.
Just myself.
I'm a mess.
Myself.
I'm a mess. I have to, otherwise I'll put a gun in my fucking
Hey,
mouth.
at least that construction work, when I saw his junk, was not leaping in the air like that. He was just stepping over something.
He's just...
Thigh Master.
Thigh Master, yeah.
Yeah, the spring, stupid fucking thing. Actually, it'd be good if you were working on your guard, especially your half guard. You could really clamp down with your half guard.
Well, why don't you tweak it a little and act like you invented it? That would be hilarious. The Joe Rogan guard, you're just laying on your back, opening your legs and closing them. You want to squeeze. You want to feel it right here.
By the way, can we make fun of the ESPN nude issue?
The body issue? We've
Oh my
talked about
God,
it on
that
our
is
show.
the stupidest
It's
thing.
so dumb, here was our
they showed like a video of him jumping through the air with a football over his junk.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are we doing here?
Well, so our attitude is
So the
like,
body issue came out originally, and we know the guys who helped create it because they helped create our show, Cheap Seats.
Oh, sorry. Oh, there's some of the most creative people I've ever seen.
No, we have the same beef
what
with
a
it.
vision.
We have the beef on it.
I always wanted to see Peyton Manning's taint.
Thank you.
So when it came out originally,
And you went hiking today.
Yes, I did.
Which explains how you're well developed, the frontal part of your legs, which I even through your jeans I can tell.
Yeah, I noticed you staring at my crotch area.
You have a great body.
I enjoyed it.
You got long legs and broad shoulders.
I do.
You have a good frame.
I have a twinkle in my eye. Christmas, 24/7.
I was a shrimp.
Yeah.
Oh, you were?
Yeah. I started taking growth hormone when I was
Humiliating.
like 13 years old.
Oh, now I get why you squint when you try to make a point. It was all those years of looking up into the sun. And whoever was yelling at you. And then what was hilarious was they just broke us up and they and then like 2 seconds later, we're back in our car and the same two guys we were fighting were coming back up to the car. It's like, where did the cops go? I thought it was over. And the guy's like, that was a bullshit punch. I remember the little one goes, he goes, we laugh at your shit. He was... I still remember that guy too. And he was one of those guys, this is the only thing I'll give him credit for. When he was getting fatter and he would buy bigger pants. He didn't push them down. And he had these big, I will give him credit for that. He had these big gray slacks, and they were just like, I remember I just wanted to measure just the side of them, like how big they were. And I loved that he was getting fat. And you could tell there was no help. This guy was not gonna. He wasn't gonna. He's probably dead. I like this guy. Let him bring that Coolidge. You fucking cheap cunts. How much money do you have to make? Your yacht's not big enough. Let me find out who the fuck you are. I'll fuck your mother in the ass. Show some respect for race fans. That's what I love, how much he was cursing.
Yeah, it shows some motherfucking respect.
I will punch your grandmother. Show some respect.
Well, I don't know if there's any tickets
I will
left.
diddle your goddamn dog in front of your children.
Respect me.
Respect us, race fans, you motherfucker. I'll kill your dog and put it in your cooler. How about that?
If you disrespect me, I'll suck your dog's dick off, too. All right. Bill Burr.
In front of the cat. Let you deal with the ramifications.
You're back on tour. I don't know if there's any
Without
tickets
a
left.
fucking cooler.
Today's guest is a true friend, a real brother. Ladies and gentlemen,
me since 2003.
you shut up, Bill. People don't know that. This is Bill Burr, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, I'm Bill Burr. Now, Kevin Hart was somebody that I thought I was friends with, but I realized quickly that he just needed a spot at Dangerfields. And then he booked a pilot, and I don't think I talked to him again. I had like kids, and I didn't hear from you.
Bill Burr, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting to the mind of Bill Burr.
That was late for his own podcast.
Bill, are you ready for this? This is the best part that I think. This is what's mind blowing that people are going to love. Bill Burr.
You have your own name on your fucking sweatshirt.
Well, outside of that, I mean,
When are
I
you
don't
going
know
to
why
stop
you don't.
branding, Kev? We know who you are.
Just in case you didn't, Bill, I wore a shirt to remind you. What's the big fucking deal, man? All right, it's just a shirt.
Hoodie with Kevin Hart. I hand out hoodies to homeless people because I care about downtown LA. Go see Jumanji Part 19. The studio system has ruined you.
Bill is not angry, first of all, to our listeners. Bill is not an angry person. Bill is a very happy person. Bill is a married man. He's a father now. Congrats on that, Bill, by the way.
I got 2 kids. I had another one. I was going to call you, but I knew you wouldn't return the call.
No.
I don't think my last movie did well enough to have you send over your little heart of the city fruit basket, you piece of
What are you
shit.
talking about? I would have sent you a bottle of heart wine from the vineyard. What are you talking about, man? I told you it would have got there. Bill,
I love that you have a vineyard.
Can we tell the people,
Did your
Bill,
little
that
ass
you
get
and
out there and stomp on the grapes?
Yeah, I do. So fuck off. I do. Bill and I did a pilot, ladies and gentlemen. We did a pilot for Comedy Central.
It was called Heart of the Shitty, and it wasn't picked up.
Eat it, you stinking pig.
We were at a college party, and 2 of my drunk friends go to leave. We're gonna go check out the party upstairs, right? So they go upstairs. They come back like fucking 10 minutes later. My buddy had like a flat top, and he's got a fucking cut from the crown of his head to like his hairline. And my other buddy's got like a separated shoulder and a bloody lip. Like they were gone. It was like a sketch. You see you in 5 minutes, and they leave, and then they come right back. And we were like, dude, what happened? They did the classic, we weren't doing anything, and then they just beat the shit out of us, right? So long story short, we fucking go up there.
Yeah.
Went to the wrong party.
Oh, perfect.
Yes.
Knocked on the door, swung, big fucking thing. But what killed me about that whole fight was my buddy, we had popped his shoulder back in, and he went up there, right? Oh, no. And I didn't know what happened. All of a sudden, I felt this thing at my feet. Just everybody throwing punches. And I looked down, and my buddy is flipping on the ground like a fish out of water. And because he had fucking thrown it out again. and somebody said to him, the logic after the fight was like, dude, why didn't you swing with the other arm? And this is what I swear to God he said. He goes, dude, I wanted this arm to get its vengeance. Swear to God.
There was a moment where we were actually going to tour together. We were going to do the black and white tour because I was almost ready to go to theaters. You had just started going to theaters. And then a week later, you went to arenas. And that's when you stopped calling me.
No.
That's when it was, Kev.
I stopped calling you after the show didn't get picked up because I felt like you fucked me. I said Bill Burr
You weren't going up to the clubs until 4 a.m. and then showing up thinking you're going to Eddie Murphy your way through it and start improvising. You took that whole thing down with you. I'm still bitter about it.
When I was I had girlfriends, they'd sleep over, and I would
I already love what
I would
this is
throw
going.
kicks in the middle of the night, like boom, like my whole body would jolt like a kick because I was having a fighting dream.
That's the name of a good Bruce Springsteen album.
Make my own spirit.
No, when I threw kicks in the night.
More salient, like to the point, kind of.
Talk like a white girl.
I really do. I know it, man.
You still read those mind control books? I remember you used to go into his office. He'd have books behind him as he's trying to sell you on his representation about mind control on the bookshelf. It's like, this guy, he can't be serious. This has to be a sketch. It always felt like a sketch with you. It's like, this guy can't be this guy. He used to come down there. You had like 2 minutes of material. You put us on after Red Johnny and the Round Guy at like 1 a.m. Is there flipping on and off the lights doing It Takes Two? I think Dane Cook was the only one who survived that test. All of us walked out of there with a big knot on our eye. Buddy, you're just not ready. You're just not ready for New York yet. No, I used to walk by the Boston Comedy Club during the day, and I would get butterflies, just looking, going, oh man, that place. It was a house of horrors. Had that awful porno red awning before the blue one, that dirty red Port Authority shithole. But I loved it, man. Some of my most favorite sets I ever had, and Talon and Will used to do the Uptown show.
Yeah, the Black Show.
Black Show. There you go, old school. Saying it the right way.
We'll put the black guys on Sunday night, unless it's Chappelle.
It was Chappelle, Tony Woods, and like Ian Edwards, the only black guys allowed on from Monday to Saturday, and then you stuck the rest of them.
Maybe I can get you Def Jam or something like that. I don't know. What did you say your name was again? Is it Sedale or Jerome?
Old school, nice. I am crying. I am laughing so hard. I am like,
yeah, all the way to the bank. Don't forever break your balls. I've been waiting to break your balls about this for ever. I listen to your podcast. And
no, you don't.
Yeah, and some of the comics that come on here, I'm like, how are they not bringing up the fact that he still owes them money? How are they not bringing this up? How are we ignoring this whole aspect of your goddamn career? That coat doesn't know what it wants to be. It's like you sewed 12 different coats. It's a Parker. It's got shoulder pads. It's a warm-up jersey. That is the worst coat I've ever seen in my life.
As Jeffrey Ross would say, this is my Forever 41 outfit.
That piece of shit Ferrari you had, that is the exact coat you should have been wearing when you pulled up. I can't do this. I don't know what you're doing. Then you got your diesel jeans on. And these awful cowboy boots. These Rob Halford studs in them. When are you going to fit? You're in your 50s. You're a mess, dude. Put on a suit like a gentleman. Would you get that on a taping of Suddenly Susan?
I can't.
All right, let's get on with the questions, Barry.
Are there questions?
Dude, this is the most unartistic vibe of a room ever.
I had to.
Yeah, I mean, just.
I'm sorry, it can't be the All Things Comedy podcast.
Flash his stupid logo up here on this fucking flat screen. He had the nerve to call this place his studio. It's a fucking conference room. These fucking Staples chairs with the wheels on them. This is actually going to hurt my career to be here. Those aren't even boots. Those are low top. You got the rest of the boot on layaway. You cheap
Let's talk about your top 10. Start with number 10.
Well, it's not you, and I know you used to do stand-up. Wish I could go back in time just to heckle you. I think you dumped me as a client like 3 days after 9/11, and that's not even a joke.
I hope you're all right. I can't work with you anymore. What did you want to talk about?
Because you knew I was going to fire you, so he sent a fucking overnight FedEx thing firing me. I remember being in my one-bedroom apartment just laughing, going like, this guy's good. No, I was a dick to you after 9/11. I forgot. I said, you owed me a phone call for like 6 months. You hadn't called me back.
In 6 months, I had told you.
It was like 3 months. It was a long fucking. It was towards the end, Barry. The marriage had gone south. We were sleeping in separate beds. It was over, right? You finally got back to me after like 9/11. You sent me this stupid heartfelt text going, just, making sure you and your family are okay, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. And I still don't have any gigs. And then I think that was the last time we sort of talked. It was my angry face. Is
that over now?
Huh? Yeah, it is, actually.
Okay.
I'm just breaking balls, that's all.
What's the difference between breaking balls and anger?
I'll actually carry something out of this. And think about you the second I walk out that door.
Let's not have that happen.
You had the romantic novel haircut back then. You should have been on a white horse. You had this blonde fucking mane with the ponytail. You look like Triple H. Before Triple H. Triple H stole your look.
There was a time where you really weren't talking to me. I'd go in the clubs and say hello to you, and you were cold to me.
Yeah, you owed me $75. You were dead to me. That's why.
No, I'm going to tell you why.
Oh, he's going to tell me what's in my head. Okay.
No, I'm going to tell you what you told me. Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right.
How you remember it.
Yeah, how I remember it, just like how you remember it.
Feels like the first 48 right now.
And I see it. I will stand by that.
You got history. You have something you need to iron out with that guy. That was weird how you just kept going back to that.
No, because I didn't.
Great guy.
I didn't want to pass.
I used to manage him.
I didn't want to pass
One
by.
of the most respected people on the circuit. I could just tell. Like, how many people do you have to iron out with, Barry? I mean, you should have done my
name is Earl, for real. You should do it. It's like a real show.
I'm sorry, Bill.
What's that?
Well, you said I should apologize.
Oh, Jesus Christ. You're so creepy. Like, it didn't even feel right. It really just made me feel like something in here, but not good.
Well, thanks, Bill.
Someday I want you to take the mask off, and I want to know who you really are. You wax museum psycho.
He's not white and entitled. He's white trash from Florida. You're looking at a self-made man.
Self-made man.
Have you seen his front yard? The flamingos, the above ground pool. I mean, it's just like it's almost too much. It's like literally like, well, if they were gonna redo Joe Dirt, they could shoot the fucking opening scene in your front yard. They sure fucking could.
It's horrible.
I've been straight edge this whole fucking month.
Which means
You don't listen to books on tape or anything like that?
No, I can't do that.
You can't listen to books on tape?
I've never tried. I just can't. What would annoy me listening to the person trying to make it sound interesting? You know, with the inflection, with the inflections and the voice and stuff.
That would annoy you?
Yeah. Because I'm defensive. I'm like, this guy thinks I'm a fucking moron. Where it's just like, and then in 1862, and just talking like that, I'd just be like, all right, dude, just read it.
It's so funny.
Read it like a bailiff. Read it like a bailiff.
Like a bailiff.
Well, I'm a bald orange man. I mean, you know,
Look, making fun of yourself, disarming. You know, it's a trick. We all know it. Saying I'm going to make fun of myself,
hey, Bob,
my penis, you don't talk about your dick very much, by the way.
Bob, do you use jest for almost men?
I am a man. I am a man.
And your brain, and by the way, with ALS, your brain stays completely. There's no deterioration in your brain. Your muscles.
Yeah, it's like being locked in. That's awful. That's awful. Awful. No.
No disrespect.
And you know what? You know what? There's going to be that one motivated asshole who somehow like blinks out like an Oscar-winning script, and then and they'll use that as like an excuse to keep you going. He was just so positive. It's like Christopher Reeves. I used to do a bit about that when Christopher Reeves, when he wheeled him out, rest his soul, when he was sitting there all like smiling. I would not be smiling. I would fake him out. That's the bit I did. I would like come out acting like I was smiling, and then I fucking hit that thing full force and try to run myself right off the end of the stage, die right in front of Jack Nicholson. Just do a face plant.
Well, who wants to be berated? You know, sometimes there's no guest and it's just me over and over.
But Lenny, I don't have any sympathy for you. You got to learn to stick up for yourself in life, and this is a great test every day. This man was brought into your life, the Rubik's Cube of cunts, and it's your job to solve it.
Was it a chimp or a monkey?
Oh, no, it wasn't a chimp. It wasn't big
smaller.
enough. If it was a baby one, like a, I don't know. Like smaller.
Okay.
It was small enough that this little brown thing could drag it in the water. That's the best you're going to get out of me. I would be the worst witness in a bank robbery. They had legs, and they were yelling a lot.
Pretty sure they were people.
Yeah. And I think they got what they wanted because they left. Does that help you guys out? There was a guy on the construction site, too. He wore the same jeans every day, and he had no underwear on, and there was a giant hole right to the left of his fucking junk, where the pocket should be. And I remember one point I was bent down picking something up, and he stepped over something, and the hole moved just like junk, and went back. And I remember standing up, but he was the brother of the guy I was working for. I just want to be like, dude, you want to put some fucking some Evel Knievel fucking underwear, something on, underoos, something.
Wrap it up. Just when you didn't think you could get any worse.
Fucking duct tape, dude. On there, he just stepped right over, and I thought it was weird then, but now, with all the information now about fucking weird, like I thought he was getting off on something, man. Like that's just fucking weird.
Hey boys, look at this.
That's fucking
That's weird.
And not in like a gay way. I just think in general he was just like
a weird bird.
Yeah, sort of peeing on his territory. Like, hey, don't forget who you're working for.
It's my
junk.
dick. There you go.
Dick in your face.
Here's my situation. You fucking prepubescent college boy.
Oh, dude. I mean, it was so fucking shocking. Like if I sat down with a police sketch artist, I think I could still I could get it about 80%.
You don't hate women. You do need a hug. I love this stuff so much. But
But there's a bunch of shit about women that drives me up the fucking wall.
And when
right
you
now,
do it, the
these
women like
goddamn
it.
fucking divorce settlements are absolutely ridiculous. They're robbing the Kobe's fucking wife. When he cheated on her in Denver, that relationship was over, and she hung around like some jaded cop trying to get her pension, right? And hung around. The second is 10 years, divorce. Merry Christmas. Go fuck yourself. She gets $190 million. I'm not saying that guys should be able to start families and leave women destitute, but there should be a $30 million cap. All right? Stop acting like you were down the Staples Center helping him with his jump shot. You weren't. All right? You haven't even won a game of Scrabble on TV. Dude, Tiger's wife just bought a $12 million house. It was like, change that to marble. Change that. You know what? Just knock the whole fucking thing down. She's a babysitter. She's a fucking babysitter with $250 million. It's fucking ridiculous. And there's no law against saying I love you when you really don't, just because somebody's rich. And I swear to God, if this shit was happening to women, they would be considered victims. It happens to guys, and they go, well, you shouldn't have married her. Oh, hey, that's the law. That's the law. Hey, I could beat you with a fucking mop handle 100 years ago and be like, that's the law. Doesn't mean it's right. You fucking cunts.
I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, like, what besides the Northeast, like, nobody cares. The rest of the country doesn't matter.
What you mean New York?
No, Boston too, because you need the rivalry.
Completely not true.
But I'm just saying, like, there's no. What's fun about, you know what I mean?
Hey, I go
Sports
somewhere and it's not New York. This place sucks.
Yeah,
It's true.
I go there, they don't have the exact food they got here. This fucking place sucks.
I hooked up this girl and I want, trying to go on a date with her or whatever. Let's get a drink. Let's go to a movie or something like that. And she goes, you don't like bowling? And she was so hot. I was like, yeah, I love bowling. And she looked unbelievably gorgeous when I saw her. And she showed up on the date. She wasn't wearing any makeup. And just the way she was dressed, and I could tell I wasn't getting any. And I was so fucking mad. I never tried so hard at bowling in my life. Like if you think you're getting laid, you're like, you back off or something. I didn't. I fucking destroyed her. I won by like 50 pins. And she was doing that female stuff, like just the body language and shit, where I know she was just like, God, you're not going to let me win it. Ease up. Dude, it's the best game I ever had. I had 4 strikes. 4 fucking strikes. And I was bowling a straight ball. And this is the thing, too. I'm right-handed. They were hitting on the left side of the front pin, and they were somehow knocking down. I was willing it to happen. Once I knew, I felt it was going that route, and the fact that she didn't have the decency to dress like she even gave a fuck, and I was paying for this. I didn't care at that point. I was like, fine, I'll go home and rub one out. I don't give a shit. And I just plowed ahead.
By rubbing one out, you mean...
Yeah, jerking off.
Yes.
Yeah.
And by jerking off, you mean...
Sex by myself.
Sex by myself.
Yeah.
And then if he's going to fight one more time, he's got to be clean. So he's got to enter into the USADA testing pool. So he's got to be in that testing pool for a period of several months before they'll allow him to compete. So they're testing him this whole time.
Such a dumb fuck. I was picturing him getting into a pool.
Oh.
And I'm like, what do they do? What, you sweat? They figure out.
Get in the pool. We need to clean you to find out if you're on steroids. But he was that close. I mean, he's like.
I am so glad you continued to talk to that point, or I would have been walking around. They got a pool, and they get in the pool, and they make you do some laps, and then they test the water if there's steroids in it. Why the pool? I just think it's more accurate. You just keep answering, and you don't have an answer. You just give one. Oh boy. Were you born there?
You are not average height in China.
Yes,
you're short for an Asian.
You're a Shazan.
New special.
You're a short Asian.
I'm a Shazan.
Shazan.
For sure. Oh, here's something that happened one time. I went through I had like sweatpants on, right? And
it's already great.
So
the guy in fucking airport in sweatpants. There's a strip club in the airport?
No. So I fucking go through, right? And I say, yeah, I'm gonna opt out. So the guy does the whole fucking thing, stand there and use the back of my hand. Do you have any sensitive areas? And I'm like, we all have sensitive areas now. So he does the whole fucking thing. And then when he goes to swab down my suitcase, he does something wrong in the machine. And he goes, shit. And he knew he fucked up. He goes, sorry, we got to do more of a pat down. He goes, we got to bring you into the private room. So they bring me in the private room. And this guy, went across my dick with the back of his hand over my sweatpants, like a windshield wiper. He went like, wha-bank, 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 like 3 fucking times. And I almost started laughing. I'm like, what are you
doing?
We think you're smuggling a dick.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, what? Yeah, I was just like, what are you doing? And I was in the room and I was just laughing as this guy was basically slapping my dick with the back of his hand, with another dude was standing there watching it.
There's an age you get to where if you miss with a punch, it makes you fall down. Just the momentum of you swinging one of your own limbs. If you miss, you're like, eh. You know, these idiots who you know, feel like your whole act should be tailored to whatever their politics are. Those people, their look of disgust when I'm on stage fills me up like Christmas, Joey.
He was like, you know, you're 45, get over it. And in other words, like, give up Star Wars or whatever. And I looked at the guy's picture, and it was an amalgam of literally every fucking, like, one continuous eyebrow all the way across, shaved head. It activated every molecule of rage in my body, and I wanted to, like...
You didn't tell him that he looked like he was in the Star Wars bar?
No.
He looked like one of the bounty hunters.
No. I responded with something light and...
You should have included him and then tweeted George Lucas and be like, dude, I got a new idea for a character. This fucking guy is great. And he's on the dark side. It gives somebody for Luke Skywalker to fight. You should have him in the final episode he's in. He brings the lightsaber down and actually cuts his eyebrow in half.
He's like one of those old Magnet games where he looks like the same head upside down as right side
Perfect.
up.
There you go.
But I feel like giving into that is a victory for the other person because they were able to affect you. They were able to, you know, they're letting you, like, what they are trying to do worked, and then they win. They win
what?
They walk away with the confidence that they riled you, and that is empowering to them.
Wait, walk away to what? Do they even have another room? Walk away to what? The outside? Fast and Loud's one of my favorite fucking shows. I watch all of those shows.
We were talking about
I hate
that.
it. So many of those shows are trying to be Fast and Loud.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I just wish that they would, you know, because, you know, it's a television. They're like, all right, this is the formula. We got to have this guy.
Yeah.
We got to have the Richard Rollins guy, and then we got to have the other, you know, it's just, I wish they would just be themselves and, like, you know, everybody builds different types of stuff, but like
but you're looking at it like an artist. They're looking at it like they're just trying to make widgets.
Yeah.
They're like, well, these widgets are selling if you make them orange and this size. So
like,
let's
I was
make 'em-
devastated when their paint guy KC left. I was like, fuck.
KC left?
Yeah.
Shit.
Is you making fun of me? No, he left, but he did. When they let him do his fucking thing, he did a lace top one time that was the shit. He did another one. They were making a lowrider. Like, when they would let him, rather than be like, paint it green, paint it black, you know. Like, I really wish that he had done more. They'd let him do more like two-tone shit and stuff. I like it. That's funny to you?
Funny. It's funny because you get upset at your wife watching Bravo. When you watch this guy, I would appreciate it if he did more.
He's a fucking artist. He's not some fucking whore walking around making a porno that gets. How dare you? You know what? If I had someplace to go, I'd walk out on this podcast right now. I found in general that blue collar to broke people will say the funniest, meanest shit. They almost have like that. You know that shit you had when you were in first grade where you just didn't give a shit? You're ugly. I don't like your face. Like, you just literally say exactly what you're thinking. It's not that childlike, but it's the same.
Pure,
dead silence in there, and someone just go, this motherfucker ain't funny. And then everybody just laughs. And you want to get mad, but you haven't made them laugh, so it's like true. I remember one time bombing, dry mouth, sweating, and I'm up there just totally bombing, and dead silence. And this big black girl, like halfway, right in the middle of the crowd, and she just looked at her friend and just goes, I ain't laughed yet. And the whole crowd bursted out laughing. And then I was so nervous, I continued doing my act, and then they laughed at that. Look, he's acting like you didn't hear that shit. And it's just, there was nothing you could do. It was just this wave of mean honesty. He's sweating now. Now he's sweating. Oh, this motherfucker just needs to get off the stage. Just, you need to come back when you got some better jokes. Oh my God. Go back to your white clubs. It was like everything was brutally honest and true.
Like, I remember when I was like, I don't know, like 6 years old or something. And, for my birthday, my mother had, and father had bought me this whole cowboy outfit. I swear to God, like back when that was considered, now it would be just like, these people were murderers. Right? They wiped out.
Cultural appropriation, too.
So she puts the whole thing on. They had the hat, a little bandana, little holster and all that, and just like sent me outside. And like I don't even think I made it to the end of my driveway. These big kids just descended on me. They took the guns out of my holster and just they're supposed to have like mother of pearl, but they were black and white plastic. They just smashed them on the ground, and I just stood there and watched it and walked into the house, and I just handed my broken guns to my mom. She goes, "Well, who did this? Who did that?" I was just like, big kids, right? And I don't know. I just sat down and she made me a sandwich, and that was sort of the end of it.
The big kids were right to do that to you. Some kid in a cowboy outfit in 1980. Yeah.
I know. Jesus Christ! Thank God I didn't make it to the curb. If some fucking pervert would have pulled over. Oh my God! Did I order this?
I can tell you this. I went to a concert recently, and the opener was a DJ. And I have never been so fucking bored or confused in my life.
Yeah.
It's like, what am I doing? I'm watching a guy playing records.
Yeah.
And then just every once in a while, he kind of
yeah.
do this. And I'm supposed to be like, he's enjoying his stereo.
Yeah.
Like, listen, I get why you have to be completely fucking whacked out on drugs.
I cut people.
Oh, you cut people?
That's why yeah. I mean, I won't. I do.
You'd be an annoying guy to see cut me. There's something about those John Lennon glasses and your nice head of hair and your fucking comfy sweater. Fucking grew up laying on throw pillows.
I did the colonoscopy fucking last month. That's the easiest thing ever. The only thing that is the drinking the stuff is the hard part. Shitting your brains out. It's actually it's like ridiculous. Oh. It's like, really? Again? It's fucking ridiculous. But then you just go there and they go, all right, put this on your face. And they put it on your face. And you just wake up. They do say to lay on your side. It's like, am I literally helping to fucking date rape myself here? And you just, you fucking, dude, you breathe in, and then you just go to sleep, and it feels like 2 seconds later, like, all right, you're good. Good. We just had a whole camera crew up your ass, and you have no fucking idea.
Shitting on people has been done since the beginning of time.
Right.
All right, the Native Americans were sitting there going, look at this fucking asshole doing that teepee. I hate the way he fucking arranges the sticks. He's such a douche. He should be gathering fruit. I don't like when he comes on the hunts. He's an asshole. And then he comes over, hey, what's going on, buddy? Like, people have always been doing it. Now they just have an outlet.
Yeah. Yeah, we all are glad that you're such an asshole. But Tom,
if you think you've always had that serial killer vibe. I know you look like Burl Ives, so no one thinks that you're fucking dangerous. I would not want to go to sleep in a house you were in. He'd probably kill you with that "Have a Holly Jolly Christmas" playing in the background. And he's standing there in some fucking sadomasochist / holiday outfit.
You watch any show now and you're like, didn't he have an allegation? Or, God, am I like, it's just like everything's so loaded now.
So what you do is you just don't watch the news, really social media news.
That's right.
And you can enjoy Bill Cosby's entire back catalog.
No, I'm kidding. I used to have a bit about that when Amazon was going to start delivering packages. I go, that's going to be like down south. It's going to be like skeet shooting with prizes. They're just going to shoot them down. What'd you get? What'd you get?
That is what it's like. So I bend over, take my pants off, obviously, right? And
what did you do first?
Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting.
Oh, yeah.
That's interesting. I think I fucking
I just thought that was going to get a laugh.
No.
I thought it was a ridiculous question. Josh, you're going to break it. He just goes, oh, that's interesting.
No.
I thought that was
interesting. Because
I can't believe you're going to answer this.
A normal person would have taken the pants off first and then bend over.
Yeah.
But what you just said was, I did bend over first and then took my pants off.
Wow. Right? Of course you did. That's so fucking weird. Oh my gosh.
And I bent over, and there was that moment where the doctor goes, you know what I mean?
Oh my God.
What are you doing? Right? And I go, I know how it works. This is the way I do it. Right? So I bent over. Then
I like it. You made it weird back.
Yeah. I reversed it.
You took control of the weirdness. I like it. Now he's weirded out.
Right. And he goes,
what are you waiting for, big boy?
we're basically we're fish in a bucket for these fucking priests. And God forbid you escape that. Where do you go to exercise? The YMCA, where the swim teacher's another fucking pedophile.
Oh. And I had a paper route.
Dude, paper route? How are you getting fucked on a paper route?
You kidding me? First of all, you're dressing like a paper boy, which for us is got to be, for pedophiles, it's like the French maid. You just get yourself on a bicycle. You got your little oh boy, ball cap. You're out there. Dude, we used to go out there during the
I didn't know
winter.
you fucking dressed the part as a paper boy. You had the little Scully cap on?
Well, I mean, I'm not literally like that. I didn't, but I mean, I had the bag, I had the paperboy bag, and I had a bicycle. I rode down the street when I was on the hill. Yeah. I'd get up, my ass is out of the seat, you know, just fucking asking for it, Greg.
I got in a fight with my dad or my mom once, and I was like, I got my nipples pierced, I smoke weed, I drink. I like told her everything. I have sex. She was like,
She said, well, once you said you had your nipples pierced, I kind of filled in the blanks.
yeah, let's just say it was the first thing that penetrated your daughter.
She just said that. You like to be choked? I get it. Jesus. Was it something I did?
I'm 14 years old. I go to my mom. I go, I can only come when I'm choked. Can you imagine? I'm like, oh my God. No, she could blame my dad, obviously, for that one.
I save lives.
Can I finish the thought? There's fans out there, and they like when Kevin, the greatest American zero. Mad at the world, but not at his dad. Tell him what you're going to say. Tell him what you're going to say.
Could it be?
Tell him what you're going to say.
Is that Wonder Woman?
It's just the greatest American hero.
There's a lot of people writing in that Bill is, you know, a much more profound psycho.
No, never.
Yes.
No, I'll tell you.
I've seen it.
No.
I wouldn't disagree with that, but I also think that like he fits the I get away with it being a redhead, so everybody thinks, oh, Opie, Ron Howard. They think like, oh,
endearing.
the guy who doesn't get the girl, the fucking awkward. That's what they think. Him, he looks like, you know, every time there's a fucking serial killer, that is the exact hairline.
Yep.
When they lead him out, he has the exact fucking hairline.
Yeah.
The bigger your neck gets, the more muscle tissue you have in your neck, the more it closes off your air hole when you go to sleep. Like there's a lot of meat in there.
Well, stop doing the neck shit then, dude. What are you doing? What do you got, like a barbell and just tie it to the side of your fucking head? Who needs
it's
neck
a side
muscles?
effect of working out. You just get a big neck.
Dude, you do these, no one can strangle you.
That is what it is. For real. Like, someone can definitely still strangle you, but it helps a lot. Like, if you get a hold of a regular necks just comply. They just give in.
Can you please call your neck special regular neck? I guarantee no one's going to try and accidentally take that title.
That's true.
You could literally tell me the punch you were going to throw. The most basic thing, a jab.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw it with my left hand in 3, 2, and you could throw it in slow motion. You'd still hit me dead in the face.
Yeah.
Maybe I'd get. I can't slip a punch.
Well, but
save
that's
my life.
I box, and the reason he always says, "Why are you boxing? Why are you sparring?" I'm so bad, but I do it. I was trying to get to the point where I do it because I'm afraid of it, and I'm not.
Can I talk to the professional fighter?
Yes,
not the comedian.
Yeah,
See, the ego. He just jumps in like, oh, I must be talking to Brian.
Bill,
welcome to Fighting.
I'm talking about being bad at it. I'm talking about I'm not good at it, and that's why it puts me in that position.
But you still took the spotlight. I was clearly talking to the professional fighter, not the professional comedian.
I'm leaning back.
But I think if like stranger were to hang out with you, they would never guess that you're as successful as you are. You know?
Thanks.
It wasn't, but it wasn't. It's not a compliment.
It started off like, wow, man, this is going to be really.
Thanks.
They would think you're just some fucking guy that just
but you
never mounted the shit.
You make
I mean, look how you dress. Look at the look how much you love the pretzel rods. I mean, you just don't seem like.
But I'm saying that you're
Tom, you should
successful.
just pull the reserve shoot, dude. The first one didn't open. You're gonna bounce here in a second.
But you're so successful, and I'm saying that like you're modest, man. That's all I'm saying.
What is with the mushroom craze? There's a big. Everybody's doing mushrooms now to find themselves. Is this
and it's like it's sort of like
what happens?
What happens? It's like anything. You can do them where they can help you, or you can just be a jerk off and be like, and then I took him and there was a dragon talking to a butterfly and they asked my opinion. I've only done it like 3 times.
And always with somebody else?
It's like a shaman that you
No. I just always, I did it by myself. I would, I don't know. It just gets weird to me, a shaman, and it's always like a white guy, and it's like, who the fuck are you, dude? Stop with this, with this fucking hot topic mushroom bullshit
So
you're
you
gonna do with the food court. Like, I don't want to do that.
You got a specific look a shaman should have?
Yeah, shaman is not a white guy. That's outside our fucking. We're not shamans.
North Korea.
Yeah.
Well, don't.
Look
You're
it up.
probably not playing in North Korea anytime soon, anyway. I would guess.
There's no way I would go up there.
Yeah, that's not
that
a
guy
great
who's
thing.
out of his mind.
Not a great place for you. All right.
I still maintain that he should be allowed to shoot off his fireworks in his own backyard. I mean, that is his country. He ought to be able to do that.
Fireworks should be like.
I mean, we do it. The fuck? We're blowing it.
We had
What
that
about-
weird
what about
place
we
in
used-
Vegas.
We used to test them in the ocean. How many fish did we just randomly kill? People need to eat those fucking things. Only we can do it. We're saying you're out of your mind, but that guy is out of his mind. I don't know if it's just propaganda. I heard he fed his uncle like naked to dogs. You know what it is? He's going through his Michael Corleone years, where like Mo Green and all those guys were coming at him. So he had to feed a few naked people to dogs just to be like, hey, I may be a fat, hairless son of a bitch, but I may look like I'm 15 and ate donuts, but I'm going to tell you something. You fuck with me, I'm throwing you to the dogs. You have to do that as a dictator. And if you're going to be the only fat guy in your country, you got to be throwing down. Everybody else is starving to death. You need fear. So technically, he's doing, if you look at, read The Art of War and all of that shit, he's doing everything that he's supposed to be doing.
All right.
He probably missed a few chapters. You know what would be great?
I
Would
knew
be
we were
Donald
gonna-
Trump versus, what is his name?
Kim Jong-il.
Kim Jong-il. Great name. East meets West. Bare knuckle grappling. It's all fucking. They go in there with like the sumo wrestler diaper on.
Well, Trump's secretly big. He's like 6'4".
Is he
I think he's a
6'4"?
heavy favorite. Yeah, he's like 6'3" or 6'4".
How long is that tie? It still hangs down
huge.
below his balls.
It's
He's gotta
giant
is that
ties.
the Andre the Giant collection? So they should have those two. You get Dana White to put together like a world leader like UFC. Okay, and then you really will see ageism will get in there because Trump's an old guy, going up against him. Oh, that'd be great. I don't think
Old
that.
guy with size though. Once he
Old guys
gets
with
you,
size. If
once
he
you
get-
get
if
you
he
on
got
the
him with a liver
ground,
shot.
or he's gonna
Finally get
do
to see if that hair's real or not when he gets him in a headlock.
Yeah, it's probably not.
I think what was happening was he was losing it and he was growing it out and he was wrapping it around. But then since then the
Like
whole
a spaghetti ball.
yeah
Yeah.
like the Italians where they spin it around on the spoon. He was doing that on top of his head.
Yeah.
And then I think the Bosley system came in, so he was able to then fill it in. But he was
so
smart
under the
enough.
spaghetti, he was getting like plugs and stuff.
But he was smart enough to wait because when he first started swirling around like angel hair pasta, those were the times where they were putting like the insect legs, the doll hair. I saw a guy the other day on the plane and whenever I see it, my eyes water. Like that looks like it was like a hair nail gun.
Yeah.
And you're just like, it's going, gotcha. So I think he has, I think he's got I think he was losing it in the back and he was swirling it around. If I had to guess, having gone down that road.
Spaghetti followed by the hair plugs, followed by not as much spaghetti.
He
'cause
brought
now you
in
have the hair.
reinforcement. He brought in reinforcement.
I think that's a good.
And then
that's
I
a good
think,
call.
but I also think he also knows his brand, and he knows his brand is the extra long red tie, and he knows that he has to coif it up. So even if it is all real,
right?
He might have some extensions up there. Might have gone a little Beyonce. I mean, you never know. There's a lot going on up there. There's more secrets on the top of his head than in the Pentagon.
It'd be interesting if.
Look, dude, you're fucking phony. Calm down. You're like you smoke weed.
Well, I calm down from exercise too. Weed doesn't necessarily calm me down as it does make me just a little more sensitive.
Red Band, you buying this?
Huh? You think weed calms me down?
Yeah. Dude, you are a completely different person. Like when I met you in like 96, 97, you were a good guy, but you were one of the most intense fucking dudes. It was like this switch somewhere in your life was flipped and the shit was on. I don't even know how you slept You were like fucking goal line defense, middle linebacker. That shit doesn't mean anything to you. I'm using sports analogies. Like you were a fucking intense dude. And every story I heard about you at Taekwondo events, I believed all of it after meeting you for like literally about 25 seconds.
Well, I was transitioning then. Still, that was still just a few years.
You sound like a guy
after
trying to
I
make
stopped
parole.
Fighting. No, it's true.
He was transgender.
That's the thing in the future. Like, I just can't imagine the absolute loss of all privacy, and then just the way people their cavalier attitude towards it of like, well, hey man, it's not doing anything wrong. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. You want to watch me jerk off? You want to watch me bang my wife? I don't give a shit. Fuck do I care? Like those people, it's just like, and this is the thing about them, is there's just a sea of that for every one person going like, hey dude, it's probably not a good thing. It's probably not a good thing to have that out there. If you really thought this through with your relatives and all that. You want to watch me bang my take a shit? I don't care. But put my asshole right up to the screen. Hey, you know me. I don't give a fuck.
In the summer of my sophomore year going into my junior year, I played ball in some men's leagues in the city. And
is that what they call gay clubs nowadays?
Yes.
Yeah, but didn't you kind of fuck him with the music on the way up? You know, you're like, he's gonna suck. It's just you put it in everybody's mood. It's like, can you give him a chance? That doesn't happen to any.
We've had this.
He fucked you before you got up here, man. You get a mulligan on that one.
It's interesting. It's interesting. We do that so they know when the actual timer starts. You know, so it's not like a fade.
I didn't notice it at all. So. It's
okay. All right.
It didn't. Yeah, it didn't throw him off.
No.
It was going to be that bad no matter what music played him up. He could have had.
I tried, man. I tried to get you another swing. Fuck, this is fucking brutal. Is this going to be an hour? I don't want to do this to people. It's fucking horrible. Nobody can be funny in a fucking minute. It's stupid.
Oh no, it happened.
Fucking 2 seconds.
You did so bad. One of our guests is about to quit. I don't know what else to tell you.
Oh, if there's a negative lining, Tony will find it. There it is, right between the ray of sunshine. There's that little nugget of negativity. You fucking cunt. Smarmy fucking cunt. Jesus Christ.
You're popping up all over the place as far as acting, but the Staten Island movie, what's the name? With Pete Davidson. What's the title of it, Bill?
I don't know. It was called Jumanji Part.
Wasn't called Jumanji. That's my movie. What the fuck was it called, man?
Get Hard.
Wasn't that's another one of my movies, Bill?
Wait, I get
the
it.
King of Staten Island.
Soul Plane with white
Fuck
people.
off. Those are my movies,
United
Bill.
Airlines.
God damn it. He said United Airlines.
It's called The King of Staten Island.
The King of Staten Island.
Judd
right?
Apatow and Pete Davidson. Judd Apatow, who ruined my friendship with you because you booked his pilot and I never heard from you again. You left me, Kev.
Well, Ronda Rousey would be a good
destroy
one
me.
because she's a grappler. She'd just get you in an armbar.
Oh yeah, dude, I'm done.
Rip
Like
your
my,
arm
my
off.
training is, four brothers, headlock, dual headlock, just throwing, keep it from here to here so Dad doesn't get mad.
Keep it from
Yeah.
chin to belt.
Yeah, keep it like that.
No
Every once in a
damage
while,
above the neck.
If somebody starts winning, you always punched in the hair.
The back of
so,
the head.
so the lump wouldn't show up. We were literally, you know what's funny? We were learning basically how to beat a woman, so no one would know. I didn't really look at it, but we would do it to each other.
Yeah,
Denzel,
usually
right?
when I don't get something, Denzel gets it.
Right. Well, it's
Do
one
you
of
ever
those
get tired of that?
Yeah, I mean, I would have liked to have been in Training Day. I think I would have put a little bit of a different spin on it. I wouldn't have said the N-word so much, first of all. I would have
got it out of that hacky black cop, white cop thing. You could have just been like, one guy's a dick.
Yeah.
One guy's a little more understanding.
Sure.
You could have saw more of a human element without the ugliness of slavery hanging in the background.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I pitched. That's what I pitched when I was in there.
First thing I thought of, there was a lesbian that came out to one of my shows, and she was just absolutely blind drunk. And I think she thought that she liked me, or that we were like...
How do you know she was a lesbian?
Huh? You can tell. She had the Katie Lang haircut, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Lumberjack shirt, like 14 sports bras so that the boobs are non-existent. I mean, okay, perfect world, be politically correct. Maybe she was, you know what I mean? How do you know somebody's a frat boy? How do you know somebody came from money? You can do all that with white guys, but the groups that are oppressed, you're supposed to be like, gee, I don't know what she preferred. Let me go up there and hit on her.
let's see how I do. You know what I mean? I think that she initially came to the show because she related to my rage or whatever. But then when I started talking about women in the wage gap, that's when she just, I don't know what she wouldn't shut up, and she kept spreading her legs and acting like she was stroking her non-existent dick. And I knew that was like supposed to gross me out and shock me, because I knew she was judging me like, oh, this is a straight guy. He's not going to be comfortable with this image coming from a woman. And I very rarely have anybody kicked out. I didn't have her kicked out, but the only thing that was frustrating was I know that she would wake up the next day and not think any of her behavior was unacceptable, and she would feel that she was wrong. But like, you know, did I know she was a lesbian? No. But like, if there was a gun to my head and everything that I cared about was on the line, I would be pretty fucking confident.
And Donald Trump tweets him at 1:30 in the morning, "Little Jon Stewart is a pussy and would be hopeless in a debate with me."
Dude, that means he was walking around talking to himself.
Yes!
They debriefed him for the next presidential thing, and he goes, all right, I will see you later. And he closed the door. He's walking around in his gold-toed socks in his fucking hotel room. Fucking little jerk off going to say, I'm a fucking asshole. This fucking guy. He had probably some woman there going, Donald, don't go on the internet. Don't go on the internet. Fuck this. Fuck this shit. I'm not taking this shit from him. It's fucking liberal media. I'm fucking tweeting this thing out there. Fuck you. He probably like pressed it all down.
No, say this. No, don't hit send yet. Yeah. Say this.
I'll grab you by your pussy. No, wait. I'll fucking.
Don't hit send. Yes, Mr. Trump.
I'll grab you by your pussy. That's going to have the red phone. That's going to have the red phone, dude.
No, go ahead, finish it. Now, all the people hanging on your little pedophile stories. What happened? He came in, he started helping you wash your taint.
I don't even think I had a taint back then. I think
there's
the
a
asshole.
spot a lot of you are missing. Just behind your little balls.
I think the taint grows. I think your balls grow away from your asshole, and the taint is born around 5.
Yeah, it's like when the continents separated.
Yeah.
And then the New World came.
And the older you get, the bigger your taint gets.
That's exactly. I have the Pacific Ocean between my balls and ass right now.
Mucus is getting whatever's in you out of you, and then that shit dries it up.
No. That helps.
Don't you dare. No, me.
Maybe.
Every time I go, Aisha, let's go out. Let's go down to this club. Let's both go up and do a brand new 15. And you can't do it, like play a game. Like you can't fucking do. Yeah. And she always texts, I'm too successful. Everything's going great.
I fell back so hard I hit my head on the wall.
No, you know what it is? It's just
the ratings are through the roof. I'm hanging with Spielberg. I can't do it. I want you to come down out of just selfish reasons, because I feel like I'm the only one left from my generation. I'm starting to feel like Matthew McConaughey and Dazed and Confused. Like I should be leaning on some old cutlass.
Everything's great right now.
No, come on.
Oh,
Your
really?
voice is too
Things
high.
are great.
Your voice is too high.
No, it's
Wait,
no.
everything's fine. Couldn't be better.
I don't want to be that guy that fucking has one beer and then, starts drinking shots because he doesn't want to have a beer belly, but wants to stay ahead of the depressive smoke behind him and just keeps fucking going. I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah, dude, you gotta let go of that. It's eating you
if
up,
I could
man.
just win one, I would be genuinely a much happier and more relaxed person. I just want one.
I know.
Yeah, Mets World
but
Series.
literally the look on your face is scaring pussy away right now, and there's no woman in here. I don't know a lot about women, but they don't like clenched teeth.
Were you just doing some road work? Were you like jogging down the street with your hands wrapped?
While you fucking around, I swear to God I was. It's when we
You know what was funny about you one time?
intelligence.
I remember you trying to show me how fast you were boxing. And I'm sitting there going, Kev, I'm a 40-year-old white comedian. Like, this is not impressive. You should be able to touch me.
This is not.
I swear to God, for your listeners, we were in some stupid parking lot, and he's going, look, I'm fast. Doing all this stuff. I'm just like, all right, Kev, you're fast. I get it. You almost seem taller when you're doing that, Kev. Wow, that's amazing.
I've only met 2 people that had like a vibe like her in my life. And the first one was a dude. He was just so that wasn't happening.
Wasn't he tight?
No, he was like just walked in the room, and you just knew the person was coming in the room. She has that vibe, right? So
hold on, you got to clear that up. I want to be clear about that. You didn't date the guy, nothing.
No.
I just want to make sure.
Is it the first one? When are black people gonna let go of this homophobia? You always got to check. Like, what are you doing with your manicured eyebrows? Like, I'm fucking gonna sit here and act like you're all good over there. Like, you don't swing a leg over the fence every once in a while. Like, hey, wait a minute. Look, you got fucking sandals on and white socks. You look like you just came from a steam room.
John Travolta.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay. Do you drink beer? Do you drink still? Like every once in a while, you have a cocktail?
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not
I
kidding.
abuse it. I abuse alcohol.
Yeah,
Slap
so
it
when
around. Throw it around the room. I love it.
The spot. No one says nothing.
No, but then it becomes, you spend more time down there than you do up here.
I don't, though. I got it nailed. I figured it out. Get up early.
You're being such a jerk.
Ah.
There you go. All right. With your fucking acorn hat.
So what? So what? You're fucking.
I mean,
this is no acorn hat.
No, I said to break the tension because I said something nice.
That was really fun. Oh, that's what. That's what you can't do. You can't give me a compliment.
Don't jump on my point.
Yeah, you
just
can't
came
give me
up
a
with
compliment. You can't give me a compliment unless you slam me a
I
little
literally
bit.
just said this.
I know.
No, I would never go to Washington.
It's beneath you.
No, it would. Look,
You would be the coolest fucking guy in Washington. You showed up with those boots
it would be so
and no
easy.
tie. They'd be like, oh my God.
It'd be so easy to
Did
be.
Kevin Bacon just come back to that Footloose town?
Kevin Bacon.
You could teach him how to dance, Bill.
Lance Armstrong's a piece of shit, in my opinion, not because he cheated at biking with the way everybody does. My problem with him is that people who accused him of it under oath, he went after and tried to destroy with lawsuits and everything else.
That's
and
that
his lawyers.
competitive side.
He's a fucking...
He can't turn it off.
I got nothing for that guy. And he's so intensely disliked, he'll be in court the rest of his life. But
He'd come in here and you'd ask him to autograph your Speedos.
yeah, I would. I'm a bitch. The minute if I saw him in real life, I kiss ass. I'm a huge
You'd ask him
kiss
how
ass.
he stays in shape. You would.
I get people on my
Dude,
podcast.
I gotta tell you this right now. That fucking guy won that thing 7 times. I don't give a shit what you say. Everybody was doping, so it's like the 04 Red Sox versus the 04 Yankees.
Great. Listen.
It's our roided up guys beat your roided up guys. It was a fucking level playing field. Go fuck yourself.
Dude, great biker. Like you said, you can be an asshole in real life, but you might be really good. You might be a shitty husband, but a great politician. And one doesn't count. It doesn't mean that he's not a great biker. It does mean he's a shitty person if he goes after people like that. My issue is that as you get to a certain age, you do know what's right and wrong.
Yeah, but this
some
is the
people
thing,
make a
though.
living being assholes.
You've never existed in that stratosphere.
Oh, people say that bullshit. I don't buy it.
Yeah.
You can't.
How
That's
many
not an
bike
excuse.
races have you won? Metaphorically.
A lot.
Metaphorically
Have
in your life.
Have you seen my 1 hour?
Huh? Have you?
Have you seen? I'll take my shirt. I'm built like a biker. I'll take my shirt off right now.
George Michael.
George Michael.
Speaking of which,
Rest his soul.
do you get tempted easy? I mean, you got
To
a
go to a
lot.
porta potty and blow somebody?
probably
This
should've-
dog is just one of the most unmotivated
Isn't this
fucking.
so funny? He's the floppiest
just
boy.
like
or he's
not
very
even
annoying.
dogs. Like he just transcends just life in general. He's just sitting there with half a fucking pink Woody. Is that what the wood part is about? Annie and Wood?
This is we're going through.
Can we do
transitions.
this? Can we just take a picture of your head under that and his little dog dick under that? Annie Wood.
Can I ask you a question? Both of you being auto boy, did that sexual stuff, anything happen to you guys? This is serious for me to find out.
It was all consensual with me. What about you?
I considered it partying. Yeah, we had a priest at camp that used to molest the kids when they went to sleep. But me, being the man that I was afraid of the dark. So I would sleep with a flashlight under my covers. So I don't think he ever touched me. That you don't want to
You
go
had your
over
genitalia well lit.
just in case.
Yeah, you had like 2 flashlights crossing right over your junk, like a movie premiere. You do the FaceTime thing, then you got to be okay. What background am I going to have? It's actually probably more difficult.
I never think about that.
No, you don't.
No, I just need to.
Because you're Ricky Vibes. Ricky Vibes is on the loose. That's right, bitch. Why do they keep saying? You know what I'm so fucking sick of? That they say men don't like curves and all of this. Someone that said that. I don't know who the fuck came up with that.
Men don't like curves?
Dude, I said like that thing. You know, a traditional body that we not. It's like they've always showed like. I don't know. I've always looked at curvy women. Like, who wants a fucking just looking at like a piece of plywood?
Yeah.
Nobody. I don't understand what they're talking about. And they get like this.
But they sell magazines that way.
Huh?
If they were to put a curvy woman, I don't know, would they
Sorry.
sell? It's all right.
Sorry.
Would they sell magazines? That's the question.
Yes.
I don't know. I agree. I think they would. But
I think it's.
I think they're afraid.
I think it's a self-imposed.
Yeah.
Thing in the fashion industry where they're all starving and they all look like cigarettes. They look like cigarettes with fucking legs. And it's this self-imposed fucking thing. I think half the shit that women think about their bodies is from other women, not from fucking guys. Dude, I watched this sketch. I love SNL. Not shitting on the show, but they did a sketch this weekend called it was this women's place.
The show.
And it was called Chonk. It was funny. I'm watching the sketch and I'm laughing because they were talking about, different size women, plus size women, shop at Chonk. And they were saying in this funny way, like they were making him feel, and the women kind of look at his face like, are you shitting on me? So that was funny. But then they get to the end of the sketch and then they go, and then we also have a men's store just called Regular Clothes. And they show, bigger size guys. And so what the fuck are you there big and tall?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
I remember a buddy of mine hated going in there. It's like because they couldn't call it fat and fuck. You know what I mean? It's just like, what are you talking about? This shit is so much of this shit is in your fucking head.
I know.
And this idea that guys can walk around and be these fat fucks and they don't get shit on, they don't get picked on. I remember there was a kid in my school, he had fucking man tits.
Yeah.
And one time we all hazed him because he was playing on the Skins and he would never take his shirt off and the gym teacher made him take his shirt. Fucking humiliated the kid. Oh my
Phil Mickelson's got
brutal.
Phil Mickelson's got bigger tits than most models.
He always sweats underneath his.
Just a little. Two smiles. If you if you tried to irrigate the sweat under Phil Mickelson's man boobs, you could probably
handle the
feed
drought
the
in
crops of
California.
the San Joaquin Valley.
Yeah, you can end the drought here.
End the drought in California.
If he ringed out his man tit sweat, we could have oranges again down in Orange County.
You could have guys on the freeway. We could have almonds up in fucking Modesto. Thank you.
Global warming would end.
Yes, from his sweat.
Just have to desalinize his sweat.
He could cool the earth.
Pull up the video of the bear
something?
killing the deer in the backyard while it's eating it alive, and the deer's screaming.
Why?
That's a
That
bear.
sounds like me trying to touch my toes every morning.
You got a lot of hits.
Yeah, a lot of hits.
And I don't think you get enough credit for it.
I'm playing the Sphere soon. Once
you
two
can do a
wraps
show.
up.
You could do one. Just your giant head.
Last question, you answered a little bit of it. I just want you to elaborate.
Seriously, plight only as fuck, man. I'm looking for hardcore guys. I mean it. I want to do it. I mean it. And I want to deliver it. I'm a hot white trash. Come dumb, let's fuck.
Doesn't he have enough pain in his life? He's got to be on this show too. You know what I mean?
No, but the point is, everyone's still getting their fucking plastic bags.
Yeah, they're not. They're not.
In my area, they are.
In New York, they are.
Yeah, in New York,
think
they don't
you
give
are,
a
and
fuck.
you think everybody else is. Because you are. That's probably what's going on there. If I was your therapist, that's what I would say.
Fair. Well, I'm with you with the.
That's because you're doing it.
I'm doing it. Everybody's got to be doing it.
Carl backed me up in New York.
No, he's done that with any medical issue. He'd be like, "Hey, your kidneys hurting yet?" I'm like, "No." Well, they will. They will. It's like, Opie, we're from a different fucking DNA family tree. I don't know what you're doing. He did that for fucking years. Your eyes go yet? No. Well, you wait, bro. You wait. It's just like November 7th. How old are you? It's going to be November 17th. It's just like
He's not wrong because when he.
How self-involved are you that you literally like all my medical like if I have it, the whole world must have it.
He's not wrong because I couldn't wait to wish him a very happy 50th. He turned 50. I couldn't wait.
Who would you be your celebrity best friend?
Probably Angelina. No, I would want.
You know who I think you would be good
That'd
with?
be great.
Who?
She had like a vial of his blood around her neck, just like totally got into Tom. Tom, what is it about you? Hey, Bill, I told you got no swagger, man. People would never know that you're successful. I can't. When you carry yourself like you got a $3 million house, even when you don't, the chicks respond.
You know, like you see somebody who's really good at something, like a tennis player, you go, well, you just did that a lot, and you happen to have a mindset that got you to be, one of the
There's
best.
the insecurity.
What's that?
Right there. There it is.
That I've never.
I just found it.
What was it that I'm not?
You just said you see a guy who's great at tennis rather than being like, wow, that guy's got a gift. You're like, you just did that a lot.
No.
You know, you see those nice
It's more than a gift,
thick
though.
thighs
Yes.
as he's out there just stopping on a dime. No one.
It's true.
No one. He'd
And I
just
don't
be
have
eating
it.
your lunch out there. That's true. No matter what surface.
So true, dude.
Grass, clay, the hard court. Yeah, there it is. There it is. All right.
No matter
What was
surface.
that? That was like 10 minutes
Bill,
in.
that
We
was
found
good,
it.
dude.
We went to Patrice O'Neal's funeral.
At the funeral, you bugged me.
I did.
Because you
Actually
showed
did.
up, you were wearing like a pair of Jordan 1s. You looked like you were going to do a spot at Caroline's. I'm like, that's what I said. I go, Kev, this is a funeral, man. You're dressed like you're going to go do a spot at Stand Up New York. And
That's
you,
when
this
I
is
was-
what you said. You go, no, Bill, I'm dressed like the comic who made it. You said that at a funeral. I was like, I know this guy's an asshole. I didn't know he's that much of an asshole. You almost had me saying, well, I played Carnegie Hall one time. I almost said that at a funeral for my friend. Why do you have athletic soles on your wingtips? I just noticed.
You never
that.
know.
I just
These are
noticed
beautiful-
that.
These are beautiful.
You know,
wingtip shoes.
I don't know what it is.
I'm going to take these off now. These are beautiful wingtip shoes, and then at the bottom they just have a little like a rubber grip.
Yeah, in case a pickup game of hoop. He just can take off his tie. All right.
Well, you never know. You never know what
You're
might
tall.
happen.
Someone would pick you on the team. All right.
Does this look absurd to all of you? Oh wait, thank you, sir. Thank you for leaping to my defense. That whole group over there still thinks it looks stupid. I think
he did too. He just wants to be your friend. There was too much emotion. You think this looks stupid? He's like, no. It's like it didn't require that level. We're talking about souls that should have been. Stuff. Nah, it's fine. That's where it should have been.
Well, anyway,
Gold toe socks.
I'm a banker.
What are you, a sitcom dad in the 50s? Honey, I'm home.
Hello,
I got a new company car.
Listen,
it's great to be white.
I say that every morning when I wake up, as all white people do.
Yeah. Hey, you know that non-white people, the government gives us free gold-toed socks once a month just for being white. They just fucking hand them out. Remember us come election time.
There have been times when those socks got me through some really rough periods when Uncle Sam sends them my way.
Makes you feel successful.
It does, actually. I feel good about these shoes.
When your wife makes a good point, do you take off your shoes and point to your socks? And just be like, do you think every guy walks around with these? Huh? Gold on his toes.
You think that's how I win arguments with my wife? You think that's how
what
I
I'm
win?
down to.
Peaky Blinders.
Yeah.
I mean, how you watch that show without fucking getting hammered is beyond me, right?
Wow, so you were a drinker watching TV, or that's...
Oh, no, I was old school. Like, I literally sit in the recliner,
Yeah.
and then my thing was the big Cuba ice, and then I would pour it, and it had to go up over the ice, right? So it'd be like this much booze, and I'd be like, I only had 3. And my Nia would be like, they were like this big, and I go, it's a home pour. That's what I called it. It's a home pour. I was like, I'm making up for it. Like, whenever you go to those stupid hipster, like, whiskey bars, they come out with the fucking eyedropper, and the guy's dressed like he just shoot a horse. It's like, what is this fucking atmosphere you're doing here? Get the fuck out of here with that. Pour me a fucking drink. You'd get shot in the old West pouring a guy a fucking drink like that, you asshole.
Oh, boy, I love it, man.
Pour me a drink. My fucking baby's not teething, you asshole.
Probably Bring your fucking eyebrows up a little more when you address me. I'm sick of your, I'm going to do something angry look on your face. You're not going to do anything, old man. Just sit there in your fucking dirty T-shirt. Hey, I'm Kevin Brennan. I yell at people. Last night, I'm at the Comedy Store, and it's jam-packed, right? And there's some girl down there dancing full out. I'll go with the whole thing. Right? You know what it is, right?
It's like you're doing an imitation of my dad. You know that 80s song that's, it goes bad.
They know what it is.
Careless Whisper. Who the fuck dances to that song?
Going, the jam-packed going full out.
Like, is she alone?
I don't know.
Dancing alone, I mean?
She had a fucking hula hoop, and she
No.
starts going full out with that. It's the total, like, this is so stupid, but whatever. That whole fucking, it isn't funny, so somehow it's funny now. So this kid comes up to me. He wanted me to do his show. He goes, can you do it on the 24th? I go, well, tell you what. If you take that hula hoop from her and throw it into traffic, I will do it. And he goes, he just looks at me, he goes, He goes, I'll fucking do it. And he goes, you don't think I'll do it? And I go, no, I don't. And he just fucking walked up to her and she stopped hula hooping. It was like, you ever see like when a toddler takes a toy from another toddler? That little staring they do at each other first? Literally took it from her. It's like she had never been mugged in her life. Just like took it from her and walked over to the sidewalk, edge of traffic, and threw this hula hoop out like that. And then he walked away.
That should always happen to all hula hoops.
This is the life. This is the life you've had. Because I want to just pull one of your sentences out. One of your sentences was, like she's never been mugged. Fuck. I have lived a sheltered life, my friend. Well, you've never been fucking mugged. It happens all the time. This is your first mugging? Yeah. Yes. Yes. This is the first time somebody's taken some of my shit without asking in a kind of rapey way that's scaring the fuck out of me. I was hula hooping to George Michael, and fuck me for not have been mugged before to recognize the mugging.
Have you been mugged? Ever?
Yes.
You act like you just act like I asked you if you've eaten a sandwich. Like
it's my delusional mindset. It happened to me. It must have happened to everybody else, right?
Right, but Bill, bro, listen, dude.
Don't bro, dude. Me.
No, I'm gonna bro do you, dude. I'll tell you why, dude.
Am I bowing to you?
No. I don't want you to
talk
bow
to me in bro white speak. Listen, bro, dude. What are you fucking doing here?
I'm not afraid, bro. And check it out. I'm going to keep doing it. Here's the deal, dude, all right? I know you're Papa Bear.
I know what your move is. You keep moving your feet. That's the distraction, so I pay attention to what you're saying.
Oh, I see.
You have 9 different positions since you've started this sentence.
Yeah, because I've been training with Trevor Whitman.
Oh, yeah.
With my footwork.
Yeah. Oh, Trevor Whitman. Oh, my God.
Do you know him?
No.
He's one of the best.
I'm sure he is, but I'm showing him the same level of respect you showed sports. So it has nothing to do with Trevor. It has to do with you.
All right. Well, then, you know what?
Isn't that the guy who hosts the Daily Show?
No.
You people-pleasing, four-eyed cunt.
No, dude, I was a classic public rink skater. I could go one direction. I can only go forward and cross over on one side.
Yeah,
but then I practiced a lot with rollerblades in the 90s, and I was able to transfer.
Yeah, man. Rollerblades. We crushed rollerblade hockey. We used to do it all the time.
Roller hockey was fucking awesome.
Oh, it's the best.
Was
And everyone
awesome.
rips on rollerblades, and rollerblades are bomb.
Well, that's because of those people with the tight shorts and the cones they set up and they did the tricks.
Yeah, tricks.
Yeah. Well, there was the cool kids that were actually the precursor to the X Games, what they were doing.
Yeah.
You know, backside fakies, whatever the fuck those
I still
things
don't
are.
think the X Gamers give a fuck
Grinding,
about the
whatever the hell it
rollerbladers
is.
either.
But like, it was more like those people who took the disco roller skating from the 70s and updated it with what their little pylons, whatever the fuck it was. There was always the person who had like the transistor radio still left over and was still rocking the roller skates.
Yeah.
And was still doing that stupid like moonwalk thing.
Yeah.
It's usually
I forgot that move.
Usually an older white hippie looking guy.
I just remember my favorite one was when he was talking about how not to get into a relationship. Remember that bit?
No, how did he do it?
He was just, I haven't listened to it in years, but he was just being like, you know, you meet some chick, you know, you like her, you take her out, you whine her, you dine her, and all this shit, and saying she's not going to fuck you, so you just keep taking her out until you're going to fuck her. So then as she finally lets you meet her parents and all that, you're banging away, and as you're banging her, you're thinking, fuck. Now I'm in a relationship with this girl. She thinks I like her. He goes, this is how you get out of it. He goes, you keep tagging her, and right before you come, you go, okay, sweetheart, get ready for the gook. Something like that. Or here comes the gook. I remember listening to that by myself, and I literally fell off the couch. It was so fucking gross.
But it feels like an admission of weakness. When you say, hey, you make me feel a certain way, it's almost like
That's probably it. You're probably right.
You want to dominate and say, you do this and then win the point. But when you're like, you make me feel worthless, it's like, I feel like it's a weak point of view.
You know what'd be hilarious is if your wife just went, you fucking pussy.
You are. Yeah. You fucking little cowardly weasel. Be a man. Hit me.
The fuck did I marry?
I'm not going to bring up the person who used to do that ridiculous microphone gag
at the end of his act.
Ralphie May.
No. Does Ralphie drop the
Ralphie
mic?
May did it on. I still haven't given him shit about it. I always forget to bring it up. He did it after doing 5 minutes on. And he had a look on his face. The way he dropped that mic was like, no one should ever do stand-up comedy again because that 5 minutes is as good. And Ralphie, if you're listening to this, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
Last comics, did he drop it on the last comics?
Yeah, they had this.
And he made like the voodoo eyes, like, and I just proved it.
He had the head. No, he just had. He had like he was in the Professional, like he was a hitman. Like there's just no emotion. It's like that is it. Comedy as we know it is over. Will anything ever be funny again? What else could that mean?
There's nothing else it
Yeah.
can mean. That's it.
I love Ralphie, just for the record, before anybody tries to start a Biggie Tupac thing here.
Oh,
No
I
pun
would
intended.
love to see a Biggie Tupac thing between you and Ralphie. Just like some Twitter fighting.
Oh no, fuck that. He's no joke. He lives in Tennessee. He has
He would kill
guns.
you, actually
Yeah, he
kill
would.
you, right,
I'll
yeah.
see a red dot coming through my Prius windshield.
I'm
You know
just
what I mean?
immediately noticing that I don't know about the chain if it's thick enough to be that level of confidence. That's more of a necklace.
When the chain's out,
He has on a fat chick ankle bracelet around his fucking neck.
Dude, I have one set where I am bombing so bad, but in my head, I think I'm doing well. So I got this stupid look of confidence on my face, and it's just the worst jokes. They're horrible. It haunts me. That's my sex tape. It's somebody finding my old VHS tapes. Anybody ever broken in my house? It's like, take anything of value. Just do not take those.
Dizzy Gillespie had a neck like that, but it was because he played the trumpet and changed music.
That was his cheeks.
You, on the other hand, have that because you eat cake at night.
I don't get into the fucking Real Housewife aspect of sports. I don't give a fuck.
Right.
About.
Right. That's not it's not what we're there for as viewers.
I'm there, I want to watch the game. I don't want to sit in a fucking tailgate fucking parking lot talking to some asshole about like somebody's what the fuck. Did you see what he did in the Dairy Queen? It's like I don't give a fuck. Isn't that for the local authorities? What do I got to be some gumshoe here now? What do you think about the scandal? Yeah, it's like I'm a sports fan. I don't think. I just fucking watch this shit and react to stuff that has nothing to do with my life, and I enjoy it.
When I moved to L.A., I remember I had the Garmin thing they used to put on my windshield, and Garmin would be telling me where to go. So they've advanced the whatever the GPS thing is to drive his car. I ain't trusting that motherfucker to get me where I'm going. I got to have the steering wheel in my hands, Bill. Maybe it's a control issue, but it's like when you punch in the directions on your iPhone, and Siri's telling me where to go and what to turn on. I can dig that. She's gonna get me there, but I got the steering wheel in my hands. So
I had to switch it to a guy's voice.
Oh, so you didn't like the girl telling you what to do?
Because I thought that was some subversive feminism shit for me to get used to taking orders from a woman. I didn't like it. Turn left. I used to find myself fighting it, like skipping streets and everything. Every once in a while, just be like, just to keep it even. So now it's just like a guy's voice, and I don't have that. I got major control issues too.
I'm not making this up. It's the garret. The garret is like an attic. The top of the apartment.
Well, we're in California. You can just say attic. And then after that, did they move? Did they move to the garage and put some basil on their fry up?
Knowing things and words, asshole.
That's an asshole thing to do. To use the English word for fucking attic in California.
Okay, but
I'm one more reference away from taking this mic off and just walking out.
The whole fucking time, there's been fucking assholes on my street walking around, no masks, not quarantining like the people that come by the houses. You see the fucking, the same people that were going in and out of the house who are not part of their family still going in and out of the house.
You want people to walk down the street with a mask on?
Let's not start this, Joe.
Do you, though?
Let's not start this. Okay.
Let's start it.
I don't want to start this bullshit. I'm not going to sit here with no medical degree, listening to you with no medical degree, with an American flag behind you, smoking a cigar, acting like we know what's up better than the CDC. All I do is I watch the news once every 2 weeks. I'm like, mask or no mask? Still mask? All right, mask. That's all I give a fuck about. I don't care.
But even they say you shouldn't wear a mask unless you're treating a coronavirus patient. The World Health Organization.
Yeah, but they didn't say that initially. They didn't say it initially.
No, they didn't.
They did, and then it gradually, and then wait, and then everybody wore the fucking masks, This is like rollerblading. Everybody fucking rollerbladed, and then there was that one fucking homophobic joke, and then everybody acted like they never did it. And then 100 million fucking rollerblades got thrown into the fucking ocean. We all wore masks, and then all of a sudden, people are fucking sitting there. What? You don't have the body type for it, dude. Your fucking knuckles would scrape on the ground, even with that extra 2 inches. I just love how wearing a mask became like this fucking like soft thing that you were doing, like being courteous. Being courteous. What is it for bitches? That was so stupid.
Wearing a mask. First of all,
oh God, you're so tough with your fucking open nose and throat. Gee, Joe, and your 5 o'clock shadow. This is a man right here. A man doesn't wear a mask.
Well, we're out of time actually. On the show. That's it.
Don't interrupt me, cunt!
Bill, what turns you on?
Free time.
Did you see the last Logan movie?
I don't know what that is.
Okay, no. It was the Wolverine movie.
His name's Logan.
Logan, yeah, his real name is Logan.
Logan what? It's a good name.
Logan is I don't know. That Logan is the character Hugh Jackman played. It's not his real name. His real name is James Howlett. But anyway,
is James Howlett his alter ego?
James Howlett was his birth name, and then he became Logan.
Bit by a Wolverine?
He was not bitten by a Wolverine.
A radioactive pheasant?
No, it wasn't.
Howie, I love your coat. I think it is wonderful.
Do you want it?
Huh?
Do you want it?
What size are you?
This is a medium.
I'll take it.
Really?
See, you weren't expecting that. I just want to see it look on your face.
Are you really going to take it? You could take
Absolutely,
it.
I would take it.
You could take
and then
it.
the next time I see you at a comedy club, I'm going to ghost you while wearing the coat. I'm not going to say shit to you.
Wearing my coat. Wow. See the plans just Asian.
You know what I love about those ice baths is like if you actually go fuck, that's cold. That as a man, that means you're a pussy. It's like, why can't I get into ice cold water and state the obvious that this is uncomfortable?
Agreed.
And your manhood is judged by how little you cry out, like, and also just the level of what it takes to be a man now. Like if you get to an ice bath without crying out, you're somehow now William Wallace getting his innards pulled out while yelling freedom.
And I went up there and he started picking apart my act. Jamie did, and I was literally holding onto the back legs of the chair. And right then I was like, fuck this guy, I'm moving to New York. You're the reason I moved to New York.
Really?
Dude, he sat there. He was such a pompous ass. He was going, you know, he goes, you're very funny. You're very funny. You do.
You come back in 2 years.
He goes, you do.
I did not
You do
say
a lot of material on your family. He goes, because I did some shit on my dad, and he goes, how does it make you feel when your father yells? And then he sat back and he had all his fingers touching each other. Like he had the answer to all my stand-up problems, but he was going to present it in the form of a riddle. And I was just like, who the fuck is this guy? Who is this guy? I'm going to New York. And I went to New York. There's certain red flags that people say. If a white guy says, listen, I tell it like it is, I know that there's an 80% chance he's feeling me out to see if it's okay for him to drop the N-word in about 10 minutes. I also know that when I meet women who say guys can't handle me, I know that they are an unexamined person who's a fucking asshole who is now like in their ego. Like, yeah, you know, guys can't fucking handle me. It's like
that's big in LA. A lot of women say that in LA.
Yeah,
guys can't handle me.
I'm too much
Huge
for a lot
in
of
LA.
people. You know, you got to be able to handle me. It's like, wow, I just met you and you're already trying to break down my self-esteem. It's not that you're a jerk. It's that I can't handle you. And what they are doing is they are putting that out there. And they're going to find a weak person that they can manipulate, and they are going to abuse that person for the entire time that they're in that relationship.
How the fuck could you do what I know I've done in the past, you piece of shit who reminds me of myself 6 years ago?
That guy was molested as a child.
in my
not
building,
raped.
try it out.
I feel bad for him.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, he's a hurt child.
Yes.
Yes. And then Tom goes, oh, I see the comedy in that. Which is fine. If you want to live in that dark place, why do you got to project it onto me?
Okay. All right, so
it's amazing how jolly you can look next to that fucking blow-up doll. It's like
He's the happiest man in the sex trafficking business. Come on down to Jolly Tom's.
So these are clips.
Try it out. Check it out. I don't even know what that is. I don't.
You didn't see the Lord of the Rings? You didn't see the Lord of the Rings?
I went to one of those, and it was so fucking long. And every time they would fade to black, I'd be like, "Just roll the credits, just roll the credits." And then they would open up on some big field, and it's just like, Jesus, get the fucking thing back to the guy so we can get out of here. You know what? I fucking hate all of those movies. And I fucking pay people who don't have a sense of humor about the bullshit that they watched when they were kids, like adults who talk about Star Wars. Like, that isn't a fucking weak movie now when you watch it. I mean, how
it's terrible.
It's horrific. I was making fun of the other night. The other night, I came home. I got free Cinemax, which is the greatest fucking channel ever. They either 24 hours a day, they're either showing the greatest movie ever or the worst fucking movie ever, and it's all compelling. I watched like 9 movies in a row. Like, this fucking channel's unbelievable. So I ended up flipping up. Because late at night they just had some sort of, softcore porn, which is ridiculous now when you have the internet. So it just was redundant. So I got off of that. So I went on to VH1. And they were playing the show Metal Mania. And I was watching all these bands and these videos that I just thought were fucking sick and they're into the devil. Dude, I was just, by the end of it, I was like, how was this better than disco? Like, why did disco get so much shit? Like, I'm not talking about, like, the Iron Maidens, the Metallicas, but you know what I'm talking about. That middle of the fucking ground, those people with the spiked fucking gloves and all this stupid shit and raw meat. And it was horse shit. It was fucking. I watched it. It was the dumbest shit ever. It was embarrassing that I mean, granted, I had all of that music still on my iPod. I'm not above it. But if someone were from this generation were to come back and tell me that music was awful and was stupid, I would laugh. There's no way I could defend it.
I mean, I had like brother fights, fighting people in your town fights.
And you hold each other for 20 minutes. People go like, I'm going to go home. This is dumb. Yeah. I've been in a couple of those. Me and Anthony Cordasco on the railroad tracks after school had each other in headlocks for like a half hour. And you don't want to let the other guy go because he can hit you.
Oh yeah, your ears are killing you.
You just turtle up.
Just that's why that's what one of my favorite moments in that movie, Raising Arizona, is to me that even it's an over the top fight that they have in the trailer. To me, that moment where he scrapes his knuckles on the scene, like that's the kind of shit that happens in a fight that they never show in a movie. It's always like two guys slipping punches and trading like they're boxers. This is just two fucking maniacs. Like, street fights are ugly.
Real bad.
They're ugly, and usually a lot of the things that fuck you up, unless you really got your ass kicked, is something you did. Like, I had a buddy, he got into a fight. His shoulder's fucked up to this day. He separated his shoulder because he threw a haymaker and missed, and literally just threw it out. And to this day, it's still fucked up. And that's why I love that fight scene in that movie. It seemed the most realistic to me.
It's like, I'm in the car by myself. And I'm just going, you fucking, what the fuck did you do? I'm yelling at some driver or whatever. And then I pull up next to him and I see him and it's some woman in like her 40s. And I just go, that's great, Bill. That's somebody's mom. That's somebody's sister. That's somebody's daughter. And then I just imagine their family members.
Can you move the process up?
Hearing what I said.
Uh-huh.
And then I just say sorry to all of her family members. That's what I do in traffic. Have I been able to move the process up to not do that?
Uh-huh.
No. I have not gotten that belt at the emotional dojo yet.
Well, no,
I've taken the test a lot and failed.
Yeah, they're like, some kids are like sexting at like fucking 11 and 12. Man. It's just, I mean, that's insane to me. Like, 11 and 12, I just got done pretending a stick was a gun playing army guys, and playing football and baseball. And I was just starting to be, girls weren't gross anymore. And you were starting to like figure out like, okay, how do I get my game together? Oh my God, I got orange hair. This is not going to end. This isn't going to end well. And dealing with your insecurities and shit. And
we laugh at your shit. There was another guy, was a fucking raging alcoholic who had lost his driver. I was in North Carolina. He lost his driver's license so many times that he wasn't getting it back. This is in the 80s too, where you could just like kill people a couple times, right? He lost it indefinitely, so he had this fucking moped. And he used to ride it to work, and it was the wintertime, and he would be so bleary-eyed, and he'd take a shower at the last second. He always would have, like, frost on his hair. Like Grandpa Munster, right?
Are you kidding me?
No, I swear to God.
Oh, shit.
So one time, I swear to God, So one time as a joke, dude, this fucking moped, and he lived in a trailer. I mean, this guy's this was bad. It was bad. So as a joke, because this moped was his fucking mode of transportation, we took his moped, and they had like this shed built into the hill where we had all the extra napkins and booze. So we wheeled it behind it up the hill and put it on the roof. And there was like, cars would come by, because it was a mall. And we put it up there, and just to watch him freak out. And dude, this guy almost started fucking crying. Came in, my moped's going, like freaking out. We were just, and I'm sitting there like I wasn't in control of the prank, so I was kind of thinking in my head, tell him. So finally we tell him. He's like, you motherfuckers, god damn it. And we fucking walked him all the way around, and we get to the top of the fucking thing, and the moped was gone. Somebody had stolen it. No, but it had a happy ending. They ended up finding it. And I remember it was silver, and somebody tried to like do a quick spray paint of it black, and it was all shitty. And I remember the next day him riding to work with his fucking frosted hair, and I was like, I am the worst human being on the fucking planet, because he wasn't even like mad. I remember he saw it. He goes, "This ain't that bad. They painted a little bit, but the motor's still good." And I was just like, "Oh man."
Family fights don't count.
No, they don't.
Those are amateur bouts.
They don't prep you for the real world, right?
No, because Dad's coming home, and the guy beating the shit out of you has to answer him. No, he's beating you like, how guys used to beat their wives. They would beat them down here so no one would see the bruises. That's how my brother used to beat the shit out of me. He wouldn't hit me in the face, and then there'd be no evidence of it.
Yeah.
Hey, do you remember that time the Steinbergs, they booked us and we did that benefit for PETA? Remember? And you hosted and you went up and bombed, and then I went up and I bombed it. And no one was, the only two people listening was the two guys from Queer Eye for the straight guy. Like they actually were respecting that it was a show, and everyone was talking. Then Patrice went up. And just when he went up and he just started quietly talking about how he ate a puppy for breakfast.
Was it in New York we did?
Yeah, and they cut off the lady saw him get off stage. He goes, "Why? Who are you?" And she goes, "I don't want to put this together." He goes, "I don't give a shit." He just kept talking about cooking this puppy slowly. And then they cut off his mic, and then he went over to the piano, which he couldn't play, and started banging on the piano. And he's looking it over at us, like smiling. I just remember thinking, like, why didn't I do that? Why did I just stand there doing my act like a fucking asshole? Because I remember I did my first joke, it didn't work, and then did my second joke that didn't work. And Patrice's laughed. And when he did that, he just he just started laughing, and we're just up there just bombing.
We all bombed?
We all fucking bombed. We all bombed, and then he went up and he talked about eating a puppy for breakfast, and he was like our hero, and he wouldn't get off the stage. The lady literally had to cut off the mic, and she was like this soccer mom, like, "I'm running shit, I'm fucking doing this." He goes, "Bitch, nobody gives a shit about you with your weird hips," And he just like whatever the fuck he was saying to her. And then I just remember in the end, she finally gained control of the microphone, and Patrice he didn't get off the stage. Had to end the show with he was up there tickling the fucking ivories.
Goddamn, I miss him.
And this motherfucker has a gigantic grizzly bear that's stalking his house, and they see this thing. They got this thing on film, and they're shining a light on. It's fucking enormous, and it's just wandering around his yard. The footprints of this thing the next day, and they're huge. I mean, it's a fucking giant bear, and it's hungry because it's starting to get snowy, and he wants to hibernate, but he doesn't have any food in his stomach.
So go get him some fucking sandwiches. Fucking have a big bag of raw meat out there. Let him get the itis. Yeah, he'll chow that down. He'll get sleepy.
You can never do that. If you feed a bear, they always remember where they got it from, and they come back for more.
Nah, that's an urban myth. Started by those park rangers just trying to get some press.
By the way, don't break that. That is from my first special.
Oh, is it from your first special?
I made a fake gold microphone with fake diamonds on it.
Oh, there you go.
That was the only mic I had, so I had to bring it.
That's all right. Was that your little Jewish show business struggle story? My Uncle Jaime gave me a special 6 months into my career. I didn't even have a microphone. I had to make my own. Huh? Ross is not your last name, you fucking sellout. Who got to you? Who got to you, lip shits?
Allegedly, there was some guy who was totally asleep, got up,
while asleep, got in a car, drove it down the street without hitting anything,
Wow.
killed somebody, and then went back to bed, had no memory of it, and allegedly got away with it because he was asleep.
Yeah. I've heard of these stories before. I've heard different.
You're not asleep. If you're asleep, you can't drive a car.
And they have no recollection, zero. They claim, right? I've heard the people as little as like mundane things like, oh, I went to the bathroom, I got something to eat, killed spouse. Had sex with somebody, and then I've also heard of the murdering.
So is their eyes are closed?
No, their eyes are open.
Yeah, you're awake.
Yeah.
Okay, you're awake.
Yeah.
It's solved.
Yeah.
You're awake.
Yeah.
When I'm driving and doing things that I'm not supposed to be doing, like
I like that you went like that. That was very effeminate. You rolled over. You showed me your belly. I get it, and I'm comfortable again.
Son of a bitch bastard.
No, your face
No, I
has
just gotta
you know
stay
what I like?
forward.
Your face has its own neck pillow. It must be nice when you get on a plane.
Well, my
Like, when you
grandmother
go like
had
this, your neck fat just kind of catches you before.
My doctor, Dr. Kawashiri, maybe start.
Does he specialize in Asians?
I mean,
with a last name like that.
You know what's weird? He could. He could because
I go to my doctor, Dr. O'Houlihan. He specializes in cirrhosis of the liver.
Yeah.
Like this dude looked like a fullback. Like he was probably like 5'6", which was gigantic for an 8th grader, and he was filled out. I think he went all the way through puberty, like he was done. And I remember I walked by him, and I had my stupid orange. My hair was like mostly only orange at that age. And I walked by, and he was talking to these pretty girls, and as I walked by, he grabbed the back of my head and just didn't grab it, but just mushed his hand in my hair and just went, "Fire!" like that. And there was nothing I could do about it. And I fantasized about murdering all of it, beating the shit out of, murdering, just all this shit to that kid probably for about a good 17 years. Maybe my early 30s, I finally let go of that.
Where are you? What is this setup behind you? What fucking spiritual setting are you in right now? What is
I have a house and I have children and I'm a father.
What the fuck does that have to do with church glass?
What am I supposed to do? All you fucking guys with your own vodka line and you have kids, it's fucking hilarious. The showgirls skipping through with the stripper pole. Oh, that's my son. Next to the stripper pole? I'm a dad. This is what the fucking house looks like, you idiot.
God, I get angry when someone takes up too much of my time or wastes my time, or when anyone is abusive to a child or an animal in public. I lose it.
So before your dad died, you didn't care if somebody beat the shit out of their kid with a puppy?
I take these breathing exercises. I do the Wim Hof method where I take all my breath in and I let 15, 20% out.
There's no way you do that across from a person. Well, I guess if he's not looking at you, he doesn't see it.
Yeah, I do. I do it like this. Watch, ready?
Dude, you look like you just got shot and you're waiting for the ambulance when you're doing it. Like you're just trying to hold up the...
Okay. Keep it together.
Stay conscious. Stay conscious.
Keep it together.
Oh, yeah. Like leopards have gotten into those things.
I went into by the way, well,
You got it down. I know that's how you drink.
Yours was good though, bro. I was a solid.
It started slow.
That was a solid. That's probably the best counter slurp I've had on the show.
I went cinematic with it.
Oh.
What kind of danger do you do? You go near a person.
What kind of danger do you do?
Where are you from? Well, that's why I could never get I couldn't get anything on the air, was because in my scripts, the guy also was right sometimes.
Right. Right. That never happened.
No, that was considered sexist.
Yeah.
But if the guy was just dumb as shit, being like, "Oh, what would I do without you, honey? I can't even dress myself without her." They couldn't get enough of that shit. I took a picture of this woman. She had these yoga pants on. It says, "Be kind, but take no shit." Woke bitch, and all this stupid shit about how badass and forward-thinking she was. And it never dawned on you that those are mass-produced and that anybody can buy those. And you didn't have to pass any fucking test to go in there and buy those. You could be in the fucking Klan and buy those as a joke.
and wear them to one of those Burning Cross rallies in the middle of the fucking woods. It's the stupidest fucking thing ever. But like, they're so fucking up their own ass that I really think, I don't know what the moment is going to be, but it's going to go the way of old music, disco, grunge, you know, new metal and everything, where it just evolves into something else. And then everybody's going to pretend like they never did that. And I think they're going to be going back on Twitter, scrubbing their woke signaling horseshit.
People probably buy season passes for Joel Osteen.
This is his tour. This is his Florida stop.
He does these arena tours, and he does Vegas too. He does the fucking T-Mobile Arena in Vegas.
I want to see the show.
A picture of him up there.
Does his eyes open or no?
Smiling and shit. It's crazy. It's a lot of money that guy's making.
I used to say he's so full of shit he can't look at the crowd. That's why his eyes are he's like, are they still here? Are they still believing this shit? Hey, when you're lying, eye contact is the toughest fucking thing ever. But whatever, he's making people feel good. And he's making his fuck. He's in show business. I want to see the show though.
And then you get to wear a silly afro like white people love to do. Who's that guy, Ben? What's his face that played on Detroit? Had the crazy.
Ben Wallace.
Ben Wallace.
Yeah.
I always want to ask, like, what is that like to look at a bunch of white people wearing your fucking hair? How weird is that?
Yeah, it's the ultimate like racist. Like, I'm making fun of you, but I'm looking like you, but I'm allowed to do it.
Yeah,
because I'm imitating you.
It's like. Is it mainstream blackface?
It's like one step away from blackface.
It's like,
It's like acceptable blackface.
It's paintball. It's not a real bullet. It still hurts. It still hurts.
I'm still pointing something at you and shooting you. It's blackface adjacent. That's what I'm going to call it. Blackface adjacent.
It's a gateway to blackface.
It's a gateway to blackface.
Next thing you know,
with the afro. You're dating Whoopi Goldberg.
You forgot Halloween was coming up. You got the afro. You panic. You grab some shoe polish. Next thing you know, you don't have a job on Monday.
That's right.
You have non-traditional good looks. Ever seen that?
Whoa. That seems not good.
That's what they
that seems
always
like an
say.
attack.
That's what they say. That basically means if you weren't famous, you'd be ugly.
Steve Harvey? Oh, dude, I agree with every syllable of that email. Jesus Christ. You could feel him before the show trying to get his head together to do what he's Mr. Harvey, could you just sign? Hey, next week we're thinking about people who don't go on stage do not understand that people just need quiet before they go on stage. Even when you're in the makeup chair. You're not in the makeup chair. You're thinking, how am I not going to lose my show here? Do you talk to the racehorse before the race? Every syllable of that is true. And if you don't set up boundaries, and if you're the guy on the thing, it's never going to stop. And you're never going to have a moment to yourself, and it's going to affect the quality of the show, and the show's going to go away, and all those people who are butthurt over that email, this guy's saving your job in a roundabout way. Yeah, all of that stuff. Like, I always hear these stories. You're like, oh, you know who I drove the other day? He didn't say one word. Yeah, on the way to Giant Stadium, you asshole. This guy's got to go out and entertain 80,000 people. And you're going to sit there, what was it like when you recorded? Like he's doing his own podcast in a car.
I always tell this story, the Scotland story, when this guy picked me up at the airport, the driver, right? And he comes walking up and he just goes, Bulla Willum. And I go, what? He goes, Bulla Willum. I was like, what? You go by Bulla Willum. I went, I go, Bill. He was going, do you go by Bill or William?
Bill or William.
He just walked up. He just comes walking, Bulla Willum. Sticking his
That's so funny.
I should have said William, guys. I want him to go Willum.
Bill, who's your like comic? I never asked you that.
Not you. I can tell you that.
Why the fuck? What is your problem? What are you talking about? Why am I not on your list?
You just don't do it for me. I like you as a person, Kev. I actually got on this podcast to break up with you. Kev, I really like you as a person.
But I'm done. I'm done.
No, I'm going to tell you something. No, Kev, a lot of people think you're an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
Just going to get that out there.
Yeah.
They think you're unsightly.
Wait. Who are the people, Bill? Everybody.
No, you're one of the most fun people to be around.
My guy.
You are. You have great energy and all. Occasionally when you come down from the Hollywood Hills and you grace us with your presence, you are a fun guy. All right, every once in a while, you go back to the old camp. you pick your head up from the Hollywood Reporter and just be Kev again? I mean, yeah, you're a good guy.
Can I give you the prognosis of my asshole though first?
I would love to know about the prognosis of your asshole. I've heard enough election talk. Let's talk about your rectum.
So,
my dad was in a fraternity, and as a souvenir, he kept the paddle. You know, it was this thing that, you know, all the stuff he went through. And then my mother used to use it on us. She would line us up.
beat you with his nostalgia.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, to the point the letters fell off it over the years. The Greek letters, like...
You had a theta stuck in your ass.
Oh, yeah. No, we used to hide that fucking thing. I used to hide that thing, and... yeah, I remember the last time she tried to beat me and my older brother with the thing. We were just too big. Like, just this period of time had gone by, and we had hid the thing, and then she found it, and we were just too big, and we were like blocking it, grabbing arms, and we're just laughing and all this shit, and she was trying like hell, and we just kept laughing. Then she finally quit, and I remember her eyes welled up, and she just looked at us, and she just went, "It isn't funny." And she walked out, and it was worse than any beating ever. And me and my brother both went to bed like fucking quiet, like, oh my God, we just made our mom cry. And I just wanted to rewind that so you could just scream bloody murder and make her feel good about herself.
Yeah, just destroyed mom's whole sense of being.
I used to bench press a lot. I just loved that feeling of benching, you know?
Right.
So I had...
Child of the 80s. Dude, what are you benching, Fitzy? Fitzy put up 225.
Fitzy's doing 225, and he get on that fucking Joe Wida step. He can't push up more than $125 with the calves.
Dude, 3 plates on each side, the fucking bar starts bending, kid.
Yeah, I had fucking 3 colored kids spotting me.
Nose breakers, dude. Build up your fucking tries.
If my fucking delts get any bigger, I swear to Christ, I'm going to have to start wearing fucking ballroom gowns.
I made a
I'm
mistake.
praying for this next segment. Praying for this next segment to get off the fucking ground. Please, Bob.
Doing my best.
It's his podcast.
I can't listen to any more of his ailments.
It wasn't my ailment. He made the mistake. Well, I made him a fucking steak. Who gives a shit? Nobody.
1986, I had an ear infection on the avenues of the America.
But when I was a kid, I mean, everyone had pubes. It was a thing. That's a weird moment in our culture that we all just decided pubes are disgusting.
I think more that they need to be maintained.
Yes.
If there's going to be a camera an eighth of an inch from it. And then...
Your mother or father was a ginger?
Neither.
How's that happen?
I don't know. Not a doctor.
I remember Molly from the Punchline said her favorite line was, and I've never seen it, but it actually made me laugh, and I don't remember saying it, was saying the base of the mic stand that I wanted to frisbee it into the crowd, and I said, I hope I hit a baby.
So you're learning French? I'm proud of you. You became a helicopter pilot?
I'm
You're
learning
doing
French
stuff.
because I want to do a show in Paris, all in French, and then tell them what assholes they are.
I didn't get, so my drinking got out of control when I got money. And then, yeah.
That's the clip. That's the clip.
Only communicate with it.
How did this guy make it past the table read?
They had nobody. They just find
I
people.
just love how back then, anytime you got a little hysterical, it's just somebody would throw something at you, they'd slap you. For Christ's sake, get a hold of yourself. There was like no
smelling salt
understanding. If you were upset, somebody hit you to make you feel better.
Yes.
Like you were supposed to snap out of it. Hey, you got a little crazy there. Like that guy is literally talking about this fucking thing that's going to kill all of them. This guy another man takes a full cup of water and throws it in his face. And nobody goes like, whoa, 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 like there's going to be a fight. It's like, yes, that's exactly what you do in this situation. And the guy who takes it in the face is just like,
You're
thank
right.
you.
I was being a woman.
Yeah, he's drying off his shirt, just being like, sorry, I got a little...
It's pretty ridiculous.
Sorry for expressing what I was feeling.
So I think the key to life, in my opinion, is to be nice, which is putting it very simply.
Which is considered weak. That's how fucked up we are.
Really? Was Mother Teresa weak?
I heard she was a cunt.
I don't want to see Burr pale. You're already the whitest white guy I know. I don't want to see
for me, Kev. You can't believe the fucking doors that open for me.
That's it.
Doors that people of color don't even understand.
That's it. You get them. You get them. They fucking open for Burr.
This is a fucking door.
It looks like it's going to
They
heaven.
feel the heat of my white hand.
I swear to God,
I'll get
it looks like there's something amazing behind that door. It really does.
There's nothing. It's just a white wall, Kev. Whiter than my fucking pasty face.
A girl who gets fake titties. Okay, first of all, you're talking about major, like, low self-esteem that you would actually make that move about that part of your body. So now that they got What if she had cancer? Now that they got a rack, they're going to show them to you like they got their fucking nails done. And you just say, wow, they look amazing, but do they feel real? And that's what they do. They'll look over the shoulder, and then they kind of lean in with one titty. And then you go like, wow, and you act like you're examining them. Yeah. As you get a little hot on.
You did a cycle.
I did a cycle.
Yeah.
Just one cycle.
Yeah.
Happens. And to be honest with you, when I did that cycle, I was my junior year in college. It was my worst year because I was dealing with a lot of anxiety and all bullshit from
your balls
side
shriveling up.
Yeah, all that.
You could go between the legs a little easier that year.
Yeah, my balls.
With the
were shriveled.
anxiety.
But I
just want to say you look different. You look really different.
Yeah,
You do look fit, actually. You look like you lost a bunch of weight. You weren't
laying
fat
off
before.
the booze. I was, as I joked on my podcast, I was putting on like Baldwin weight. Like none of them are really fat, but they're not in shape. They got those pizza cake and Guinness torsos.
Padding in weird places because they're all kind of yoked a little bit. Like they got like their lats or their traps or whatever.
It's called button-down shirt shape. And it's one of those things where as a guy, you continue to lift as you eat like shit. So you're putting muscle on bacon double cheeseburgers.
Right.
Today, George was feeling very excited. The man with the yellow hat, he owed taxes, so he never gave his name.
Well, why did you throw that part in, Daddy?
How did you know I threw that part in? You
Well,
can't fucking read, you cunt.
Well,
The
Daddy.
man with the yellow hat. Don't tell Mom I said that.
Okay, is that proper for a full-grown man to take a hairy little monkey boy to the zoo, Daddy?
They're speaking in code. They're going to go score some smack in this little red-roofed house here.
Daddy!
This is the first red roof inn.
Daddy!
Filled with crack whores.
Daddy!
It's our baby Rhino's first birthday. We're going to have a party for her later on. A party! Yeah, of course, because it's a female rhino, right? If that was a male rhino, they would have skipped right over it.
Daddy, you're too angry.
Only a fucking broad rhino could still figure out how to have a goddamn birthday at the zoo.
Daddy!
Jesus Christ, let's go dig up some plant for the fucking queen.
So we get sent in a lot of videos that I think you'll like, and we play these videos, and this is a short one.
Is this the comedic nice setup that you're going to do before I see something horrific?
I mean, possibly. So
I'd say definitely. You've built a brand over here. I like how he's doing this like I don't know exactly what's happening.
So these videos,
dude, I just don't want to see anybody fuck anything. I don't want to.
Yeah,
I don't
nothing
want to
like
see
that.
that.
This is just. Do you think this is fun, horrible, or hilarious? That's it.
Is she missing a leg?
I don't know if they were fighting. They lived. I swear to God.
How did that happen? I gotta see that again. Were they on a rocket ship? For me, it's the guy's jacket. He almost play half a second. He's trying to have one of those squirrel suits.
Lady Gaga has a fucking sick body. Or
Are you
at
a
least
monster?
she did.
Huh?
And then she
Are you a
lost.
monster? What is a monster?
That's a fan of.
Oh,
Lady
that a
Gaga.
fan? No, you know what? My girl wanted to see it, and I went there.
How was it?
I kind of ruined it for her. I was there. I had 8 beers. I was watching a football game, and I showed up, and we took a cab. I'm such a jerk. And I went there, and I thought I was behaving myself. And the next day, I was like, she just had that vibe around me, and I was like, come on. I go, I wasn't bad last night, was I? And she just kind of gives me a look, and I was like, I was just sitting there. She goes, Bill, you screamed Jesus fucking Christ. I go, I did it once. She goes, you did it like 3 fucking times. Dude, because she kept doing this self-help horse shit in between every song.
every fucking song. It was just, if you're different, and don't worry about it. It's like, we got it. We got it. It's okay to be a freak. Just sing your fucking song. And then she was sitting there at one point. She goes like, I hope you guys are having a good time. Because if you're not, I don't give a fuck. And then people go, woo. And she goes, I said, I don't give a fuck. Right? And then she goes to the backup dancer. Like, Trevor, do you give a fuck? He's like, I don't give a fuck. And it just kept going. And it was like, Jesus fucking Christ. Get on with the not giving a fuck.
Oh,
dude,
God.
if you truly don't give a fuck, you don't sit around talking about it.
And once again, a through line in your career is you chose your career rather than your own personal happiness. You've been whoring yourself out since the late 80s. So why would this episode of the podcast?
No, I kind of I was lucky to get the show. I had a baby. I was lucky to be on a family program that the world loves. It's not meant for everybody. And then after that, I did what I wanted. And so that was...
Your soul has been screaming for you to live your truth, and you just keep ignoring it. And now you want to play the victim? I can't tell you how bad I feel for your wife. She must love that these days are longer, because it delays your complaining because the sun's out, and she can just wait till like 8:30 before you start. I'm a failure. I don't know. What have I done with it? No, Bobby.
And I still have the temper. What did I do? Since I don't know, in the last month, I broke the screen on my laptop by stabbing it with my phone. So it's still there.
Have you gone to therapy?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What about meditating? You ever meditate?
Yeah, but I find the guy's voice is fucking annoying.
You don't have to listen
He
to
won't
a
shut
guy.
up. Every time I'm getting there, he starts fucking talking again. And then he's using this really soothing, caring voice that makes me face all of that shit that I didn't get growing up, which makes me angry at this person that's trying to help me. What exactly, as you're eating your pizza and ice cream, do you find weird about him? That he has movie star good looks?
No.
That he delivers in the moment? In a supermodel?
No, that's all the stuff I love about him. I just wish he wasn't a snake oil salesman with his TB12 $100 pajamas that make you recover, and you're stretching your bands.
Oh, marketing himself? So you must not find a lot of athletes weird.
No.
That has got to be one of the worst points ever made, and I don't care that you're doing the
So you are the Psycho Patriot fan. Okay, I wanted to see.
How am I? How did you just win that? Because you said you did? That's like what my fucking wife does.
But I think he fucking thumbed it. It hurt. Or I might have a tight asshole.
Or he has short fingers.
I never thought of the third fucking option.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could have
Maybe
short
he's got
fingers.
little hands.
Maybe he's got little hands.
You probably gave him a complex. You came home all moody, and his girlfriend's like, "What's the matter? I don't want to talk about it. What's the matter? It happened again. What happened? Oh, I put my index finger in somebody's asshole, and they were convinced it was my thumb. You don't understand. It's a man thing, okay?
Yeah. Maybe.
Trust me, when you're 25, you and I are the same. And I told you this story about...
How dare you?
When
You dress like you paint. Look at you.
Cash. Debt's not real. I don't believe in it. So I accumulate some debt and I move on.
Was it
April 15th coming up.
I mean, you knew it was gonna be. You knew it was gonna happen. Like, how many cans of
I'm
SpaghettiOs
not asking you to feel sorry for
did
me.
you stockpile until? Like, I mean, did you at least use?
Oh, I was eating organic beef and shit.
Aren't there bigger fish to fry? Like what's the government?
This dude's a fucking psycho, man. This guy is going to get his own show, and he's going to be a fucking lunatic. Like, he has no remorse, no guilt, no fucking responsibility for your own actions. You're a fucking dirtbag, man. Fucking dirtbag.
Yes.
Wow. God help this guy when he gets some fucking power in the world. This is going to be bad.
So what did you get? What did the court give you?
Some, what's it called? Garnished wages.
Oh, that's it. Didn't get any
No, I didn't get a charge. No.
I would have given 15
Did
to
you
life.
walk in with this attitude? Hey, yeah, whatever, eating fucking Kobe beef every night? I
knew you were gonna put me in jail. What do you got? What am I doing? 3 days, 3 years? I don't give a fuck. It's not real to me anyways. You guys are all a cartoon in my head. Can I fuck your daughter? Right? What the fuck? This dude is a lunatic.
Bill, what happened to the nice guy thing?
No, I'm nice to nice people. This guy, he cost us all money here, young man.
Hey, I'm also a veteran of the United States Army, so I put some
suck a
time
dick.
in.
That means you didn't study. You didn't study in high school. You were a
That's
veteran.
true.
What the fuck did
That's
you do?
true.
What did you do?
Well, I did military intelligence.
What did you do?
Military intelligence.
You did military intelligence? I don't
Yeah.
believe you.
25
I don't believe
Romeo.
you.
25 Romeo.
You forgot
Go
to
and look at
claim
it.
the secrets
25
you sold?
Romeo,
Yeah.
Alpha Bravo.
What, you're just saying letters now?
Yeah, well, that's all you could be doing.
Yeah, but I know what I'm talking about.
I don't know.
Do you?
Yes!
I want to see your tax returns.
Hey, I'm an
I believe
astronaut.
it.
Fucking 3, 2, 1 blast off. What the fuck?
I want to take our friendship to the next level, and I want to start today. So if you could give me
One
your
of the great
address.
things about when you get in your 40s is you know to steer clear of this, where you're just like, this is just going to be, this is going to be at least 8 hours a week on the cell phone of me not getting shit that I need done.
Exactly.
That's what I loved about the metal bands. They played the ballad. They were trying to
they
get,
go like,
they
here
got
and-
you laid too.
Yeah.
Because not all those chicks made it backstage. Some of them stayed in the crowd and fucked us.
Right. Like we have this counter space and we got this little thing where all the vitamins are. And then all of a sudden she buys too much cereal. Now the cereal is in front of the vitamins. And I just come off like this fucking Gestapo agent going, "Und how is this acceptable?"
I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
I don't have to be right. I just have to be funny.
Well, that's kind of what I like about it, because we don't have a showbiz relationship. We actually have I guess I'd call it a friendship. I don't know how you view
I would say divorced gay couple energy is what we have.
I thought it was how was I feeling?
Oh.
I didn't know it was about, it was about you. Oh, it's about Conan, everybody. Hi, my name is Bill Burr.
I don't
And
want to
I
hear this
feel
now.
so special
Oh, no.
about being Conan O'Brien's friend. I mean, it is such a short list. A lot of people want a Grammy. Some people want an Emmy. Not me. I just want to be Conan's friend.
Oh, well.
Finally happened.
Well,
He used to tell me years ago. There was
we got to
not-
see how it goes, how the podcast
You told me years ago there wasn't enough room for 2 redheads in this town. You tried to out-ginger me.
Yeah.
See this right now? You see how it's starting to, the ashes start. So what you do is you don't tap it like a fucking animal. All right? You just touch it around the side like that and it comes off. You keep it, see, it looks like the Batmobile there. Anytime you see a guy just tapping it like that, he's a fucking animal and he's not to be trusted. Which brings me to you two.
Yeah.
This is fucking delicious, by the way.
Oh, good.
Can I give him a plug, Sam Adams Summer Ale?
Please. And thank
Your
you.
wife can be screaming at you. As long as you take a couple of sips, you'll be like, yeah, you're right. You're right. Making
Sam
great
Adams
points.
Summer Ale.
I will
saving
get on
marriages.
that. Couple more swallows of this. That'd be great. Sam Adams, it makes her tolerable.
Red flag. A red flag for me. Any city that uses the moniker Keep It Weird. Portland, Oregon, Austin, Yellow Springs, Ohio. I'm not saying I don't like those places. It's just like I know that I'm going to run into a certain intolerant white person on the other spectrum.
Right.
Same way I
Austin-
don't want to walk into a Klan meeting. I don't need vicious wokeness coming at me with a bunch of white people. I don't want to be around. They're nauseating to be around. And they're not weird. You go there, there's a Shell station, there's a Citibank. Wow, it's so fucking weird. The oil companies and banks also own you. There's nothing weird here. Tie-dye shirts were in style 50 fucking years ago. Stop it. And then there was a stall, which just had one toilet. And I walked in and there was 2 fucking guys in there. And I was like, what the fuck are those guys doing? Right? So
my dick's already out and I'm taking a piss. And they opened, like the thing, because it didn't have a latch, opened up and they had like they were doing blow. And I was taking a piss because it was weird. It was two guys in there and I kind of glanced over as I'm already pissing. I look over and this guy's all fucking hammered, like a little werewolf. He's like, what the fuck are you looking at? And I was just like, pee. Didn't wash my hands after that one.
She told me that when she moved to Philadelphia with my dad, she, like, almost every time she rode the subway, someone would like flash them her penis. Like she tripped once. She tripped. It's so funny. It makes me laugh so hard. Like,
I don't understand
my mom
that
tripped.
fetish. Like, what
My mom
is it?
tripped.
Is it like you just want somebody to go like zoinks when they see you? Does it make it feel bigger?
She tripped instead of a guy helping her up. He shot her dick.
Go, just grab a hold. I'll pull you up.
I got away from that, dude. I got more into like grip strength shit, like climbing rope, pegboard.
That's what you need more of.
Yeah, I mean, but
pegboard. That's like Vision Quest stuff, man. That's cool.
Yeah. I you know what sucks? My garage ceiling isn't high enough to have one, so I got the long skinny one, and I just put it to the side, so I'm able to go up one, and then I can go over and go down. So.
That's amazing. You can only go up one and go across, so you can never reach up and pull up.
Yeah, but I can do other things with it. Like everything you've ever owned exists someplace on this planet.
Yeah.
Unless it was biodegradable at this point.
Burned.
Yeah. I mean,
so it's out there.
It's out there. Your rollerblades, everything that you stopped using.
And there's a large swirl of garbage.
Yeah, the suspenders that you had when you were into roller skating way back in the day. There's somewhere. What was the Chinese food place? Number one.
Oh, dude, they made you order all kinds of shit.
Oh my God, they got you so fucking anxious. You called, the guy was just yelling at you. You ordered Chinese food, you go, number one. What do you want?
He goes,
that it? What else?
Yeah, he goes, what else? So you go,
chicken broth, chicken. What else?
You wind up ordering $70 worth of food because he'd go, what else? He'd be like, fried rice. What else? Lo mein.
It would always end with like 4 okays. Okay.
If a comedian were to make a joke about
What happened to the Kev I knew?
I'm trying to fucking be him. So
Kev I knew just said what he was thinking.
All right, watch this.
You just preempted your fucking point with an apology.
Because I fucking have to, Bill. I'm sorry that I'm not the Kevin that you once knew. Fuck. Get off of my back, you goddamn.
I'm sorry.
You fucking.
You're right. I'm sorry. I forgot you became box office boy.
Jesus.
Whoa, look at that. That's amazing. 1930 Count Trosi. Oh, that's the sound of the engine?
Yeah.
Oh, you click on it, you get the sound of the engine.
This is why their tanks were better than ours.
Look how pretty that is.
Our shit in 1930s was like, auga.
Auga. That's exactly the sound.
You know what else I thought died out?
What's that?
Was all those stupid fucking beers. And in the end, Miller High Life and all the shit that I drank as a kid all survived.
Dude.
Where it was just like that. There was nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
Remember that they had all that, fuck you, you bastard beer. Everything was like these badass names like Suicidal Machete Lager.
Yeah.
All of that shit. It was just like, it was just all of these fucking beta guys trying to walk around and act like they had bar fights. Not saying that's who I was, because I was never into bar fights. I was just like, I am not.
You're always the guy that
going down
watched
the floor and being that guy getting fucking tap danced on with no bouncer, no referee, no cop. Fuck that shit.
It's a shame we never did another thing.
What do you mean?
You know what? It's to register your voice.
What do you mean?
It's a shame that we know that. This is why we're not in the same room together.
It's fair enough. Shame. No, it's a shame we never. He's right. When you're right, you're right.
There was all those funny nicknames we had. There was the one guy, he would take the shot, and then when someone would go to puke, because basically we didn't explain. Last person
to not puke wins. So what would happen was people would be getting full of eggnog and you're not going to puke, but then someone would puke, which would make you puke. So this fucking guy, every time someone would go to puke, he would walk 3 steps away and just face the wall. We started calling him Blair Witch. Remember that? Yeah. And then there was the other guy who already puked, and he puked into like a fucking, I don't know, like a, what do you call it? The thing you pour like
pitcher.
A pitcher. He puked into that, then poured it on Fruit Loops and would start eating his own puke in Fruit Loops to make other people puke. That was the terrorist. Because he was taking people out with him. And I just remember there was so many. And then I also remember
terrorist because he's taking people out with him.
And then there was Pat Fumunaki, the champion. And after he won, he kept drinking. And we were like a true champion, he's only competing with himself. And he put the record out like
he crushed the record. He crushed it with a mallet.
That had to be like a gallon of eggnog.
More, I think.
Yeah, it was like buckets.
These are double shots. I mean, he's not lying. Bill's not lying. If you go and watch it, you will not believe what is the video you just played? What version is that? There's a bunch of them.
Yeah, I just went to YouTube and typed in Opie and Anthony.
Baby Bird?
Baby Bird. And it's the first one. Don't do the Pal Talk version. That one's the bad quality version. But one right below.
So Eggnog Champion.
And I like ginger biscuits. That's what I like.
Oh, that was my nickname in high school,
Yeah,
so I think this is a good one.
Hey, old ginger biscuit. Yeah, our senior, like in between when we finished junior year-ish and the end of high school, he became 6 foot tall. He grew a foot in 18 months. It was crazy. It was
him
madness.
screaming in his bedroom. As he's growing.
He's just kind of every
and
night
his hair becomes above his ears because his head gets so big.
I just picture him just every night going to sleep like enclosing an egg around himself, and then in the morning he just bursts forth from it covered in a purple goo.
You guys are big sci-fi fans, I can tell.
Mayweather's in jail right now.
Yeah.
And look, if I
not eating.
Yeah.
From what I heard.
Oh, really? Like on a hunger strike?
Yeah, like let me out of here, or I'm gonna die. Is how I could tell. Look,
really?
I have an AM radio in my truck. I went under a bridge halfway through that story, so I don't know. What sucked about Knicks is if you had a bad set, you had to walk through the crowd. We used to call it the gauntlet. So you had to walk through it. I remember walking through and hearing the host trying to get the crowd back and not wanting to look at anybody, and was like,
because you've just gotten off.
Yeah, bombed.
Yeah.
And like it was sparsely populated with people. And I remember this black guy just yelling, he'd go, "Come on, Red, you can do better than that." That was one of those things, I still had a day job. And I didn't have another show for like 5-6 days. So for 6 days in my head at the dental office playing on a loop is, "Come on, Red, you can do better than that."
What's the name of my podcast?
I saw the way you walked 3 feet from your apartment and still locked the door. I was like, all right, this guy is a very particular dude. He's taking off his shoes. I'll take off my shoes. This looks like a sitcom set with the trophy, the random basketball up on the mantle, and autographs thing. This is just... Are we going to go to some sort of Regal Beagle or a coffee place after this where you meet your impossibly good-looking friends with their giant apartments?
I'm on a show now. It comes out
Are
in
you
a few
Ross
months.
from Friends?
But you played with actual Guns N' Roses members.
Oh, this will kill him. Yeah, I sat in one time and Slash and Duff came on stage and I played Highway to Hell with them.
It's incredible. You can see it on
And they
YouTube.
were very nice and complimentary afterwards. And I had a wonderful night. It was the most rock and roll thing I ever did. And then I got in my Prius and turned back into a pumpkin and glided down the fucking hill. Why not? You never use your debit card. Use your credit card anyway.
Why? What happens?
Because that's your money. So if somebody takes that and then cleans you out, that's your shit. If somebody swipes your credit card number, that's their money. So then they call you up and they just go, "Hey, Joe, did you buy a ham hock in fucking Vancouver at a strip club?" Why, no, I didn't. I was in Burbank. Good luck with that.
Well, you didn't say anything to me and you left. And the next time I asked you to do the podcast, you said no because it's a hologram.
That's not what happened.
But I felt bad.
That's
and I just want to tell
what
you.
happened. We'll be right back with That's Not What Happened.
Did you know he was a singer?
No.
I only sing when people are lying to me.
I never understood sports before the Premier League. Like when I used to watch.
Let's make this as intimate as possible.
No. I'm just. May I touch you here for a second?
Am I supposed to be uncomfortable?
No. I'll just hear this. But when I'm saying that back in the day when I grew
with your wispy facial hair.
But back in the day when I was growing up, right?
You look like you transitioned. All right, go ahead.
Forget it. Forget it, man. Forget it.
She walked out the door. It was like winter in Russia.
Well, that's why there's a problem with people that are trying to do what you do, which is be bold and tell the truth as much as you can.
Dude,
which
I love
admire.
when you have like three words, trying to do what you do.
Here's the thing. I admire what you do, but binge watching, if you can binge watch every season up until the new season.
It comes from like the back of his nose. That's where his voice comes from.
It does come from the back.
F is for family. I binge watch. I have to get the tone though. What is it that you do? What is it that
What do you do?
What do you do? What is it that you do?
I love F is for family.
Booze is the worst. And that was my thing.
That was mine
that pairs well with anger.
Yeah.
So any people out there, get yourself a nice brown liquor. If you want to end, if you don't know how to get out of the relationships in your life, just do that. They'll do it for you.
Yeah, I was get blacked out and trash my apartment gal, where people would be like, "What's going on up there?" And I'm like, "Leave me alone.
Oh, you were.
I'm looking for my keys." One guy.
Oh, you were like one of those great author alcoholics. You were that level of a drunk.
Dude, when you do a character, is it like a guy with a puppet where you start fucking hating the puppet? Do you start hating the wig after a while? I live in some Twilight Zone and the fucking wig starts talking to you.
Yeah, you just see me in that movie scene.
You're nothing without me. Nobody buys it.
Fuck you! I write everything.
I'm Giannis Pappas. Let me be Giannis.
They didn't want you.
Yeah, they want
you were nothing without me. I beat a woman with the wig. It's not coming back. The wig took over who I was.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You know what it is? But you can only get the blade so big, I think, is what it is. Why they got to do it so many fucking times. Yeah, so you're getting stabbed to death with like a tonenail clipper. So they got to do it like 1,000 times to get enough blood.
Dude, I'm
pouring
fucking
out of
tired.
you.
Just finish already.
You never
Dude,
seen that?
This is just
You ever seen
ridiculous.
that? There's actually a footage of a guy getting shanked to death. They fucking stabbed this guy.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Endlessly.
1,000 times. And for the first 850, he's like, and it's like they got like a sewing needle. Come on, just keep going. Just got to be enough liquid to get this out of here. It's fucking.
If you yawn during your own murder, it's taking too long.
One of my favorite things to do is to irritate people or annoy them. So whatever I'm talking about, it's a very simple formula. Like I went off on Rednecks a few weeks ago, and it's improv.
You push.
So people what they'll do is they'll tweet me stuff that I say, and it makes me laugh because I don't necessarily remember all of it.
Well, they'll like pull like one little phrase out of what you
Something
said.
about the babies come out and their feet are already dirty.
For what it's worth, you're always fun to hang around with. I always enjoy your company. I don't have any issues with any of your crazy
Because I have
behavior.
a crushing need to be liked. So I tone down my cuntiness when I'm around you. I will not accept your compliments. That's another part of my personality.
When we first started dating, he would do this thing where he would just out of nowhere start like having conversations with himself. It's the whole tortured artist look.
What about that did you think was appealing? Just out of curiosity.
Oh, like the phoning. Hello. Yeah, like that. You always you say everything in that range.
Yeah, and your stand-up too.
I found a loophole.
What's the loophole?
I would just ignore people.
Oh,
so then I wouldn't have to talk to them, and then I just wait till they said my name 10 times, and I'd be like, "What?" So it made sense. There's the loophole. Because you need you need your health. Good. You need your health, and my body would just hurt so much if I did that.
Your sweet wife who you love be like, Bill, you gotta go. Yeah, and then she's like, do you think you can take our daughter to the park? You're like, yeah, and then your sweet daughter.
Yeah, but I could explain to her. I have an affliction. Ignore the tone of my voice. I love you more than life itself. You're my best friend.
Will Smith went to India with some
publicist to take pictures in front of the Taj Mahal, so he's all healed.
He's back. He's good.
I love that you have to go all the way to India to not know that you don't get up in the middle of an awards show and slap somebody. It wasn't until I went to the Taj Mahal where I finally understood.
And now I see you getting a lot of joy out of the old school, the training bra of porn, the Sports Illustrated.
Oh, it's great. It's phenomenal. These women, they're clean. They look like just. Like just girls, you can just see all the cock they've had. And,
yeah.
You look at the Sports Illustrated ones; you're like, I can marry that girl.
Yes.
You look at those porno chicks. You just like, two condoms at least.
Do you know how much I get sued, Bill?
Well, you're an asshole, so you probably deserve it. Don't fucking come at me.
I don't even know half the lawsuits. I don't even know what they are. They just come. I get sued so fucking much. I get sued so much.
You get sued by the white people in your neighborhood because your Lamborghini's too loud when you come down the street?
First of all, I don't know if there's white people in my neighborhood because I don't talk to my neighbors.
His fancy car, thinking he's somebody in our neighborhood.
Yeah, I don't talk to none of them. I've never talked to a neighbor.
One reason they are prima inter pares among rock gods is that they...
I've never heard... all of those words. Was that 3 words? Was that 2 words?
That's Latin for first among equals.
Don't you save that for your parties when you're wearing your smoking jacket? I'll tell you, that Bill Maher is really smart. He is really well-read. He just said prima paravardis.
Joe, I don't read. I don't know what it is. I am too in here to understand me.
This is interesting.
I have a very weird thing. I have an alley of my personality that works that I somehow turned into a living.
Yeah.
But the rest of it looks like Fred Sanford's yard. Old radiators and bed frames and shit. It's a fucking mess.
I'm a cool guy.
Dude, come on.
Look at me.
You don't even need to say it.
I drive with sunglasses.
You look like a fucking pro tennis instructor. I feel like if I talk to you for another 5 minutes, I could go at least to the 3rd round of Wimbledon.
I want to watch one that was about drug abuse. And the older brother was like this amazing swimmer, and he was maybe going to get into the Olympics, and the other kid just didn't really have any talent, so he just started smoking weed and doing all of this shit. So they did this whole fucking thing where, he goes through the whole journey of it. So then he ends up getting cleaned up. The whole family intervenes. He thinks he's going to be fine. So the Olympic swimmer, he has to train one more time out on this lake. So he wants his brother to row the boat to give him like a pace to keep swimming to. And I guess he was on drugs or something like that. And he somehow hit him in the face with the oar, and he almost drowned. So the next day he goes into the hospital. He goes, I feel so bad. And his older brother's being a good shit about it. Just be like, no, it was an accident, whatever. He goes, I was high when I was rowing the boat. And then the guy just puts his hand over just like the 2 black guys. He goes, get out. Just get out. Right? So then you get out. I remember it ended. Well, I'm telling this in detail so so many listeners might find it. The story ended with him driving on the highway wasted, going through construction signs. And he just was singing. He just kept screaming, going, I'm a winner. I'm a winner. And he dies. Like, that was the end of it.
He had something?
Yeah, the construction sites, Jimmy. See, they were warning him that there was no more highway. Yeah, I forget what happened.
Wow.
Yeah, and he just kept screaming, "I'm a winner." So then that became like a catchphrase in my family. Anytime you were fucking up, you just kept going, "I'm a winner. I'm a winner."
So you guys didn't learn drugs are bad from that.
No, we used to do that. If you were doing your homework and your brother came in, we would go, "Get out,
funny.
get out." And it just but you didn't learn anything. You just fucking made fun of it. We thought it was fucking hilarious. We didn't do drugs because our parents told us not to do it, not because we watched this stupid fucking movie.
Because a few times I had jobs for over a year, and there was just something so depressing because you were working for somebody else's dream. And it was like a year earlier, I was standing right here. I have not moved anywhere. I'm another year older. So, yeah. And,
damn, Bill, you got me depressed now. I've been here for 15 years. Bill.
Yeah, but I wasn't sitting in a throne.
Okay.
I was unloading trucks. This guy's drinking from a chalice. Like, I feel good about this. My scented candle. No, I wasn't. We were like unloading trucks, and getting hammered and driving drunk stuff you did in the 80s. I mean, that was basically what it was. So, best beer bottle, by the way, is the Miller High Life one. Champagne and beer. Just the way it's shaped. I think it's subtly supposed to look like a beautiful woman. I don't know what it is. Maybe I drink too much.
You have a pit bull?
Yes, I do.
How is he around other dogs?
Likes little dogs, gets competitive with big dogs. So we don't take it to the dog park. Problem solved.
Just make sure that you have like a sturdy leash and you never have them around dogs, right?
Yeah.
They're great to have around
way
the yard,
beyond
man.
that.
They're so
That's
smart.
like me saying, listen, make sure you don't stick your thumbs in here when you make a fist. Like, that's what you're saying to me right now, okay? The shit that people who haven't done anything with their fucking lives are and calling out these, like, I just remember coming in when you were in the mailroom. It was just like, yes, sir, no, sir, how are you? Blah, 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 blah. Not saying that was right, but now this thing where the person who built the empire has to crumple to their knees because someone in the fucking mailroom didn't like the mistletoe.
And has 7 followers on Twitter.
Yeah, and then they can literally ride that to like the ABC morning show. And what if someone kissed me and I didn't want to be kissed? And like the guy, I'm sorry. Yeah. Tell China, put China on hold for that big $1 billion deal. I need to put this fire out. No, I wouldn't say you're being a bull. You got to come back. You have to insult the shit out of him. You really have to try. You got to try to really hurt him. You really have to try and hurt him. And they know that. That's why those guys, they don't have the pictures. But if you can really go at them, go after weight.
You can't
go
hurt
after their
no,
yes, you
don't
can.
go after that stuff.
Yes,
it just brings you down to their level.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
Yeah, well, good then.
No.
Good. Nah, you're bringing the knife to the gunfight. You're doing that. Just be nice. And blah, blah, blah.
Don't bring any weapon to the fight. Just don't go to the fight.
I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing.
No,
because what you're doing doesn't work. That right there, I feel, is the basis of all political correctness, where we're going to create all these fucking nice words, and then if everybody says the nice words, then the shit that's really in their soul isn't going to come out.
Picking your battles and using your energy wisely. That's all it is. And it's not...
All right, fair enough.
It's not wasting your energy on something that you know is just going to be a... I mean, how many...
If you can really hurt him back, I advocate it. I do. No, I do. I do. I 100% advocate that. If you can say something meaner back to them that is not immature, that is victory. That is
listen,
joy. That is Christmas in my heart.
But if you told me not to bring it up, I'm not bringing it up. I'm just saying.
Whenever somebody's in that register, they're not telling the truth. A couple years ago, my dad called me up. He's like, yeah. He goes, I said hello. And he goes, yeah, hey, Bill, it's your dad. I'm like, yeah, what's going on? He goes, Christ, I got to tell you, the other night, I fell asleep on the couch. And I know you told me to stop doing that because, I've hurt my back. But, it's my house. So I fell asleep on the couch. He goes, you. He goes, yeah, he is. He goes, the TV was on. I wake up and I see Al Pacino. I'm like, I never seen this movie. And I'm sitting there, I'm watching it. I'm like, Jesus Christ, there's Bill. He goes, so I wake up your mother. I'm like, Christ, look at Bill. He's in a movie with Al Pacino. And he goes, wait, when did you shoot that? I go, Dad, it was like 8 years ago. Which is, it just shows you like how much shit is out there. That if you're in a movie with Al Pacino, even your parents don't see it until like fucking 8 years later. What is that exactly? It's fascinating to me.
It's a Bill Burr settle downer machine.
That was it. My brother, I don't know if I'd ever tell you this, my brother was like a genius, man. He used to, my parents used to argue. He had a dual cassette boombox, and he used to record the argument and then put music underneath it. And one of the greatest ones ever was he put Led Zeppelin No Quarter, which has this really, John Paul Jones plays this haunting keyboard. It was right there. It was scored perfectly because it started off slow with them going back and forth and then gradually, and just Robert Plant, close the door, put out the light. And right as Bottom's drums, came in. My dad, fuck, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. Dude, and we used to listen to that fucking thing for like years. And then we finally played it for my dad, and he laughed his ass off. He's like, I thought it was hilarious.
But the amount of people that just shit on my socks. It's like,
what's wrong? What's wrong with if they cover your ankles?
That's it. What's wrong with those socks? I don't know, but
but there is something wrong with them. I can't put my finger on it. I don't like them either.
We laugh at your shit
Go there right now. The live from the shed episode with me and Burr.
I kind of have a wedding every night.
Oh, as far as like them applauding?
Like I have like a bunch of people come and be like,
I can't tell you how glad I am that I'm on the other side of that.
it's just not, I don't have, but I like that he's the girl and I'm the boy of this. I'm just like,
Oh God, you know what that means. She's going to be a crying mess.
Oh yeah.
It's going to happen. It's like, I don't even care about this.
I didn't know I wanted it. And then it really hits that like core wound that I had. from
Yeah,
my
where
childhood.
she's like, everything's wrong.
And then you
Everything's
never open the wedding album because it's just that ugly cry you don't want to look at. Admitting that you need people and you need love and you need to be held and it's too embarrassing for you to admit to.
Number one, I don't read very much. Number
Dude,
two,
your shirt reeks of like voracious reading.
I don't think
You are a voracious reader. This is how that haircut goes. Before her, Ellen DeGeneres
Patrick
had that.
Swayze.
Before that, it was Wayne Gretzky.
Patrick Swayze, bro. That's Roadhouse.
Yeah, that's what's amazing about the 80s is a guy had Hillary Clinton's haircut. Like, a lot of guys had Hillary Clinton's haircut in the 80s.
A lot of guys did.
Yeah. I would have if my hair didn't grow out like an afro. I would have rocked that thing.
When I get a little nervous and the other person doesn't know me and like I care, I get in my head a little bit. And I didn't want to talk about it because it's like...
Is that why you have so many things on your head right now? Are you hiding? Headphones, hat, glasses? Where is Rick?
Well, that's a joke I've been doing in my act, saying because I just took mushrooms and it kind of cured me of all my misogyny. And then you come down from the mountain and go into the Matrix, and then you meet your first cunt, and you're like, all right, well, you know, I wasn't all wrong. I just got to understand, you got to stop speaking in absolutes. Do you ever see Founder?
Is that about the dog that dies?
Nope, that's about McDonald's.
Oh, yeah.
The
Oh
People's
my God.
Dog. Yeah. You saw that, right? You like that one?
So good.
There you go. You didn't walk out. You didn't feel like...
See that?
I understand fast food.
That one
I
did.
like this one. Too much talking. Can't handle.
Hey, guys, we don't have headphones on, so if we talk over each other, if you guys talk over each other, it's going to be a disaster for
That would have
people
been a great point 3 hours ago.
I'm sorry. I'm super sorry.
I just hate that now that it's just this attack on testosterone and being an alpha male. Like there's something wrong with you if you're confident and you're not afraid to say hello to the beautiful woman in the bar. So like I always thought like the coming of age movies from the 80s that were so written by the nerds in the writer's room. So the athletic guy with the beautiful cheerleader girlfriend was always a dick. He was always treating her like shit. It's like, why couldn't he just be athletic and respect women? Why couldn't he be that guy? It's like, because you couldn't handle that's the hand he got dealt, and you couldn't handle the hand that you were dealt. So now you got to just make this guy a freaking cartoon. And like this whole narrative that if you play sports, that you're this date rapist, but if you play Dungeons and Dragons, you're like this Nobel Peace Prize winner waiting to be discovered. It's just a crock of shit.
I was thinking of going back to church.
Really?
Yeah. Just in my own way.
How are you going to do it?
I'm going to go, but I'm not going to listen to anything. And I'll stand up and sit down. It's too light out. It's the afternoon to go into my demons here. Smoking a cigar, man. I feel like it's going to be my last cigar
Let's
here.
Sigmund Freud him, man. Let's Sigmund Freud him.
Fuck, man.
I don't know if we should drag him into deep waters.
Yeah, I see. This is the good cop over here. Get Piven over here like, hey, I saw your special. I really enjoyed it. And you're like, you know why you're angry, motherfucker. It's just like, Jesus Christ. I want to fucking sit here and smoke a cigar, Mike. But I'm saying there is an element of fun to it.
Yeah, there is. Sure.
Having no
Until you
fucking,
die.
having no discipline.
Yeah.
Seeing that new fucking, they put the cheese in the crust. You think I don't want to eat that, but actually just fucking ordering it and then having a pint of your favorite ice cream. I mean, to live that life. I mean, you're like a Roman emperor in that fucking moment.
Moment.
It's just afterwards when you hate yourself.
Well, all the minutes after and before. Yeah. That's all. No big deal.
Yeah. Well, they have salad bars, buddy. The solution is out there.
Yeah,
God,
but
this is a walkable city.
The salad bar is like
there's literally no excuse with all the information out there for me to continue drinking the way I do, and for you to keep fucking getting every fucking new taco that fucking Taco Bell puts out.
Does it make you more aggressive?
What?
Elk.
No, Joe, you fucking lunatic. Somebody gets in my face, that might cause me to get more lunatic. I eat a little bit of protein. You had to beat the fuck out of people for like 3 decades before you could like chill, smoke a little weed, put on your Little Rascals hat, and just fucking chill out. You don't understand. I love him to death. But this guy is the most testosterone fucking filled dude I've ever met. That's why I love him. I love him. He's like every guy I met in Boston fucking welded together. He's crazy.
The Little Rascals hat will haunt me for the rest of my life.
No, and this is what's killing me. No,
I'll never put this on.
No, Joe, you're crushing that. He's crushing that hat. Come on, you know he is. You're killing it. I love it. I love it.
You don't have to balance it out. I like it. It's hilarious. I'm laughing at me too. I'll never put this thing on again.
No, you shouldn't, dude.
I'm gonna stick it in the fireplace.
You shouldn't, dude. You're killing it.
Nothing bothered me then as much as it does now, as people that have never experienced racism explaining to me what I need to be offended about.
Oh, yeah, God.
Oh, here we go. It's mind numbing. They don't realize how. There's a thing in Times Square.
You're not smart enough to understand that you're being insulted. You need somebody white to explain.
But
it to
it's
you.
so annoying to me. It's worse than you calling me being derogatory. It just feels like
Listen,
you're treating me like I'm an idiot.
I took a sociology class. I understand your plight. Let me explain to you what I'm doing to you.
The few times I did movies, everybody told me, you just missed it. You fucking missed it. It all ended in 05, 06, and I started getting work in like fucking 09, 2010. They were like, oh my God, they fucking pay for John Travolta's jet fuel. He coming in his own fucking, to do like one of those Hogs movies, like riding on a motorcycle. He'd be, okay, you got to pay for my 747. They're like, oh, John, goes without saying. Goes without saying. I'm going to fly back and forth from the set on the weekend in my own 747.
And when I watched you on SNL, I watched the fucking monologue, man. I was so
no reason to curse, Kevin.
What'd you say?
There's no reason to curse.
When I say I cuss a lot, you know that. It's because of my dad, though. It's not me. It's my fucking dad. See,
did you take responsibility for anything in your life?
Nope. Because it's not my fault. No.
First of all, I don't think you could change the oil in a car, so don't talk about fucking architecture.
I can't, and I wouldn't want to.
Oh, let me adjust my glasses.
Gosh.
I got my teeth clean. Look at that. They look nice and white.
That's really nice. Show me how you did. You have your butthole cleaned out too?
I had it bleached. I said I wanted to match my teeth.
But there was a plane crash in, I don't know, like North Dakota or South Dakota, something like that, someplace. And he goes on stage like within the year and is making fun of it. And some guy in the crowd just stands up and he's like, my wife was on that flight. And without missing a beat, he goes, great, let's dig her up and fuck her.
What part? What part of Asia did you go to? I'm sorry.
Wait. I want
so combative every time.
I want that right there.
Yeah.
For something in my life.
Yeah,
where you
okay,
just go,
right.
What part?
Well, yeah, I mean.
That was my favorite.
If you went to Cambodia, it's different than, Laos, it's different than.
Is it? Very good question. When you travel, a country's different? There is something funny when somebody thinks they're in this fame force field and that someone's not going to step through it and just be like, this is invisible. You're a person and I will fuck you up. And it's like, oh, that's right. I haven't been a person for a while.
Yes, that's what.
I've just been sort of shuttled to and from the gig and over to the airport. So then we get there, and then they wanted us to deplane to then get back on the plane for whatever fucking reason. I don't know. And this one guy, I hear this guy go, they can't possibly expect us to ever fly this airline again. I hated that he spoke for all of us.
Right.
It was just like, dude, I am absolutely going to fly this airline again because they showed me that if one of their planes is smoldering, they can get me on the ground safely.
Yeah.
Did you imagine forget that?
If they had been like, you know what?
Gold-toed sock-wearing cunt. I didn't even see his socks.
Yeah, but
that's
you're
what I
probably
just
right.
pictured.
I'm sorry.
are you talking about right now? What have you been talking about this entire podcast?
He's self-involved, and he's doing some weird thing with his hands, where he's like talking with his hands, and I'm going, Jesus Christ! It's literally like someone's
What do you
crushing me.
fantasize about doing to him?
Oh, no, just running away. I don't want to hurt him. The guy's hurt by life. He's so damaged by life. I don't want to do anything to him. I just want to get the fuck away.
I always picture those people, and I have a giant roll of duct tape. And I just put it on it's like a cartoon level speed. No, it's cartoon level. I just put it on their mouth and I go, and the last one, it comes up and over their head, and then it hangs down. The whole rest of the tape is hanging down over their head.
Awkwardly.
And then I just go back to eating or whatever, and they just sit there and slowly have to take it off.
Bill stays up late at night while sometimes drinking and smoking cigars, debating the greatness of Babe Ruth. And if you'd like to enlighten our audience on what part of the conversation was like.
Oh, I was just saying that I got one of the greatest of all time, but I just think if he played today, I give him like 600 something home runs.
Babe Ruth gets 600?
I just feel like the guy, I have this huge argument going with a buddy of mine, Paul Verzi, another great comic. I just feel the guy played in a segregated league in like the 1920s. I mean, when the guy played, like women couldn't even vote. You know what I mean? It's like comedy was like this vaudeville stuff. Like we barely learned how to fly. Like, you know, the fifth guy in the rotation had like tuberculosis. I mean, it was ridiculous. So I'm just saying, and the guys are going like, dude, the guy could win a Cy Young and hit 60 home runs. Exactly. Just like when I played in that softball league in my warehousing days, there was always that fat ringer who'd come up and take you a yard, and then he was on the mound pitching like, you know, calling out shortstop, and he throws some spin, and as much as you try to go the other field, you hit it right to the shortstop. It's just like, dude, the inception of every league is like you know, it's just the level of competition and defensive minds just run down offense. It's why they have to continue to change the rules of the game. Like, I think Kobe scoring 80-plus points a few years ago, to me, is more impressive than Wilt Chamberlain
getting
score against those white guys at the YMCA. That's what it looks like. He looks like he's playing at the Y. Now, I know that that's not a fair comparison, but I'm just saying, like, dude, no, you think he's just the guy's drinking beers and going out with call girls and stuff, and then he comes in and throws a no-hitter. Now he'll be a hitter, and just starts cranking him over the fence, and that makes sense to you. That makes sense to you. Dude, even with roids, nobody's ever going to break 192 RBIs in a season. Even with roids, the best, like the top guys other than that are guys who got busted for roids, and they got like 163, 165. Guys would pitch double headers. It was a beer league. If your baseball card was in a cigar box, okay, I'm knocking like anywhere from 15 to you all the way out of the league. Crazy Lake Johnson ran for 1,000 yards in one half. This guy was one of the greatest athletes you've ever seen. And you look at them, they're like my size. We were such fucking assholes. We were just assholes to each other. There was no reason for it.
Yeah, we were. I mean, it was pretty bad. Pretty bad. But I feel like now is the right time. Now is the right time that we're nice to each other. Right now. Right?
Right now.
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 I feel like now. We used to do that all the time. We lived in the apartment. He would just say a word weird, and I'd be like, what? And he would always nail it. He could do like 20 takes in the same row.
We're doing this for, 30 years?
We're just driving home, and nobody's saying anything. And the dude in the middle has got these sunglasses on. And he's just sitting there like this, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he goes like that, scared the fucking shit out of me. And I was like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? And he goes, sorry. He goes, I took a little acid. He goes, I was looking at this bug. He goes, I thought it was on the windshield. He goes, it turned out it was on the inside of my glasses. Now, I don't know if that was true, but dude, there's no way you could ever reenact how much he flipped it, like how much you would freak out on acid if you thought a bug was over there, but then your mind told you that it was on the inside of your fucking glasses.
I think, and this is worth talking about, like I know over COVID, I ran into you, came by.
It's still going, Conan.
Please. It never existed. That's my little pet peeve. It's my little pet. Oh, I got the mask on.
I got it really into vaccines during COVID. I can't stop getting them now.
Do they make you
got the shingles one? I got my second one.
Do they make you sick?
The shingles one. The first time I felt a little weird, and then the second one I had a little bit of a headache. The next day, but like did not have like shingles, whatever the fuck those are.
I got those once.
Oh,
I got those years ago when I was first starting out in L.A. I got
how
shingles.
Unsightly. Were you a ginger with shingles?
Yeah,
Oh,
and guess
God.
what? I got them on my optic nerve of my eye.
No.
And so it just half my face, literally half, because the nerves of your face are symmetrical, got swollen, and I was in excruciating pain and couldn't drive anything. Look at you laughing.
Because I just pictured you in like a Batman movie, like being that face-off guy.
His name's Two-Face, not Face-Off.
Two-Face, all right. Two-Face and shingles. They're coming for Gotham.
Half my face was completely was red and swollen, and I couldn't. This is killing you, my pain.
I'm just thinking of your poor wife. You just screaming in agony.
No, I wasn't married. I was living alone. This is in L.A. 1987.
They had shingles back then.
Yeah, I think it started with me.
That was new.
I was patient zero, and I walked.
Would you fuck a monkey or something?
Well, that's none of your business.
That's how shingles came about. Somebody finger banged the bat, and then went to SeaWorld and got in the goddamn pool. That goddamn Conan O'Brien could have kept his frickin' fingers to himself.
Let's just say I may or may not have finger fucked a bat. Okay?
Hey, what you do on your own time?
It was the mid-'80s.
It's what shit did.
It's what people did.
First of all, it's a bat. That's still a mammal.
Yeah.
Right? So that's still within the Bible.
Yeah.
That's fair game.
Man can fuck with mammal.
Yeah.
Old Testament.
Yeah. There's nothing about a man laying with another bat.
The older New Testament.
No, so yeah, I remember walking because I had no one to drive me, and I couldn't. I walked to.
Lonely, unfamous Conan.
I walked to Cedars-Sinai Hospital
with shingles. It's my favorite thing ever.
I'm the height I am now, but I'm 6'4", but I weighed about 150 pounds, and half my pumpkin head was swollen and deformed, and I was staggering down the street to Cedars-Sinai, and it hurt so much.
Dragging a foot, going, I went to Harvard.
Someday they'll put an athletic bottom on a wingtip show, and I shall own it. Just chunks of my face falling off.
I'm still better than all of you. Because he's had to clear his throat for a half an hour, and he won't do it. It's like he's like fucking underwater. It's unpleasant to listen to.
Don't put your coat on. Stay.
No. I am offended. I've actually buttoned one button on my coat. So, depending on your next comment, the button either comes undone, or I put it on and I fucking walk out.
Do you fly yourself to gigs in a helicopter?
No, there's just too many like. I mean, I've done it a couple of times, but it's just like going all the way up there, pre-flighting it, doing all of that shit. By the time you land it,
I would have thought you would have done that at Fenway. You would have landed. What an entrance, like the Beatles.
Oh, I mean, also like what an asshole. So what's the name of this strain of mushrooms?
Peanut envy.
No, the mushrooms.
It's called mushroom. Peanut envy mushroom.
I hear you. I was just waiting for the joke. You serious? That's what they call it?
Absolutely.
All right. I owe you an apology. I thought it was a joke. Hey, I'm Bill Burr for Penis Envy Mushrooms.
Can we just address the obvious here? Who's kidding who? You are my replacement. Okay? The second I saw you walk into the Comedy Store with your full head of red hair and a nice red beard, I'm like, that's it. I'm done. So just keep me in mind someday when you storm the castle and you get your show. I'll play the grandfather
Or your dad.
When she went into like pre-labor, I was, telling her to breathe, and I was running to get the stuff. I was pretty prepared, and there was some code or something like that. I was like, Nia, where did you leave the blah 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 blah? She goes, when you said that to me, she goes, I was almost ready to black out with the pain, and she goes, I had this thought: if he asked me one more time where that code is, I'm gonna push this baby out and fucking throw it at him.
You know what? Let me tell you. I want to tell you two things.
When the sun and the moon is out at the same time, and
So-
you're like, you had to do the math real quick. Oh, that's right. Those are two different things.
Listen to me. Shh.
The pointing was enough. You didn't have to shush me.
Shh. Again. Through the mist. Shh. God. I've never shushed someone through the gorillas in the mist.
I was going to say, was that a Sigourney Weaver movie?
Yeah, this is now it's
Shushing
turned
in
into
the mist.
shut the fuck up, guy.
Yeah.
So
When she resents the gorillas?
Guy, shh. When I was going to take you out to the desert.
Take me out to the desert. Take me out to the cacti.
You're the one that
Show
wanted
me
to
some
leave
lizards
half an
and
hour ago.
sidewinders.
In old hats.
Yes.
Okay.
Nate Craig's in there. I got a lot of comedians in there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't get you in there.
It's fine. You got me in the short. No, I don't listen.
Look, every once in a while, you want to do an Asian-free project.
Yeah.
Oh, if you ride a motorcycle, you don't wear a helmet?
Out here, you don't have to.
You would, though, right?
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
Jesus
I
Christ.
thought you were going to go full Gary Busey.
No.
I remember hearing a story. That's probably an urban myth, but the guy went to put the gun right under his, right up. What part? It was under your jaw here to shoot right up through your head. But he leaned back like this, so he just blew out his nose and his mouth.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What happened? He lived?
Yeah, he did.
You remember?
He did. And then they probably gave him counseling, and he's probably like, "Look, if I try to kill myself with a whole face, the fuck makes me gonna stick around now?" I'm definitely doing it now. That's
Our
kinda where-
world?
Yes.
Wow, that turned dark. we're designed to fail?
Yes, and I blame God.
But you're
There's
saying,
this
but you
guy,
are.
and he's fucking mad at you.
I'm not saying it's a guy.
Huh?
Well, as a Jew,
oh, it's
I'm not
100% a woman. It's 100% a
it's
woman
a
because God takes no responsibility for his actions. 100%
Oh my
female
God.
behavior.
I'll read the comments.
And I remember on a plane that starts going down, the first thing I'm doing is taking the seatbelt off.
Really?
I don't want to survive that. Covered in jet fuel, coming out with my slacks melted to my legs. I got to start gnawing on the fat fuck next to me. Just kill me. Good. I had a great one. I had a great life.
I have all baby snakes though, so I'm like raising them. I have like a
You're not raising
ball
them.
python.
You're watching them grow up. You can't raise a reptile. Are you giving it life lessons?
I've dressed like this since the 5th grade.
And that's beautiful.
I have no style whatsoever.
That's beautiful, and hopefully you saved a lot of money by doing this.
That is the most eloquent way anybody's ever shit on what I'm wearing.
Oh, God.
You are saving a lot of money. Wait, what do you do with all the money you don't spend on clothes, Bill?
But you just one day said, I want to learn how to fly helicopters.
No, I was really into conspiracy theory, and I was reading about the dollar and nothing being behind it, and I just got all like paranoid. And I'm in LA. It's like it takes forever to get out of this city when everyone believes in the dollar. What's going to happen when it collapses and the zombies come? And I was thinking the easiest way is up and out.
I was jealous of the kid who was getting hugged, and then I was laughing at the other kid because I related. Like, I remember when a long time ago I saw Sling Blade when it was in the movie theater, and I remember when he zoomed that guy out of the house in the wheelchair. He's like, "Get out of my fucking house!" And he zoomed him out, and the guy was all helpless. I roared with laughter, and I remember I was with these actors that I was working on something. And they looked at me in this horrified way.
Right.
And I couldn't explain it. You had to be a comedian to understand. Like, I think actors and comedians, they process pain differently.
Right.
Where actors, I think, are more like examining it. Where comedians, you just pave it over. And it's like, you're just laughing, not because you're happy that happened to someone in a wheelchair. You're just laughing. Just how fucking mean it was.
I told you about this. That one time my wife was on the plane with me and we were going somewhere far, so she had like a tablet, and I started watching a movie, and she had fallen asleep, and I was watching a movie, and I was laughing so hard I woke her up. And then she, you know, when you don't know what somebody's laughing at and you just start laughing, she's like, what are you laughing at? And I was trying to hide it. And she looked, and I was watching Precious. I don't even...
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
It was literally...
Oh, my God.
Some shit, it just gets so mean. It's just so mean. It pushes
you
through
over. Yeah.
into comedy again. The mother said something so fucking mean, and then they just cut to her face, and she was so sad. I'm not going to lie. I'm being honest. I was wheezing. I was literally like laying in the...
So
I was laughing so hard, the woman I didn't know on the other side of my wife was laughing, and then my wife started punching me in the shoulder. I just gave her like the tablet. No, that's one of my favorite things.
It'd be great if you were a movie
my wife
critic.
has such
It really
a
would
big
be great.
heart, and we're always watching TV, and she's forever getting teared up, and I am laughing my ass off. Like she used to watch The Biggest Loser, and these fat people would be crying about all the cookies and burgers they were eating. And they were crying like they lost a dog or something. And she would be crying with them, and I would just be laughing my ass off.
So
No, most of the world is starving. That's why. Like, I went to like India, and I saw this level of poverty that I just maybe want to adopt every kid over here. And then you just come back to America, and there's these slovenly people. I just can't stop eating Oreos. And it was just so fucking hilarious.
This won't air.
And then it's like
this won't come
and then
out.
what it is because my wife
No one will ever hear this.
My wife gets mad at me for laughing. It makes it like, oh, dude, I have worse ones than that. I got worse ones than that.
We might as well get it out now because
I can't
you're
say
safe.
this one to protect people. You guys aren't going to laugh at this one because you're told you're not supposed to.
No, that's not this crowd.
All right, some dude beat the shit out of his girlfriend, right?
Well, you're off to a good start. You know how to get a crowd. You had them. You're like, yeah, I can top that.
How else are you supposed to watch the news? Am I really supposed to be going like, oh, for the whole time? Or you can laugh. I mean, it's a choice.
I have to
like,
go.
how does it help me?
But how? Okay, I want to hear you pull this out.
So my wife was so sad about it that I had to make a joke because I wasn't mature enough to be sad with her.
Right.
So I was going like, what do you think she said? What do you think that last thing she said, right?
Sake.
You know? Yeah, exactly. So she gets all mad, right? So she got really mad.
Why did she marry you? She's lovely. I've met her. She's wonderful.
So then like a week later, my mother-in-law comes over, right? And the fucking story comes on the news. And after the story's over, she goes, I know I shouldn't say this. My wife goes, Mom, don't say it. And she just goes, I wonder what the last thing she said was. And I died laughing. My mother-in-law died laughing, and my wife
Jumped out of the room.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, neither one of us beat her up. So, like, she can't hear us laugh. I'm not happy that happened.
Well,
I don't understand what the fucking news is. It's just like, hey, here's a bunch of shit you can't fix that happened that was horrible. Ah! Do you know at my gym, they literally play CNN, and it's just the whole state of California's on fire, school shootings and shit. It's like, I'm coming here to get away from this shit. I'm on a fucking elliptical, and I gotta watch people's houses burning down.
Right.
How long are you you're trying to make this seem like 3 hours on the elliptical? So we should be showing like, I don't know, Dumb and Dumber. I think this is going good, Cone.
I think it's going really well.
And I gave him a ride back to his house. And I was like, this is way far for a walk. And then right before he got out of the car, he goes, do you want to see me come? And I was like, all right. and he just jerked off, and then he got out of the car.
Is this a Me Too story?
No, but see, the thing is, like, I wasn't affected.
You
by
weren't-
it, so
no.
I'm saying that I was like, that's pretty cool, man. And he goes, that's the secret to being good at stand-up.
I remember this story.
Remember I told you?
Yeah.
And too many comics listen to me.
Yeah,
Right.
And now they're all getting in trouble.
Right.
But that is the secret for all you young open micers out there. Got to start doing it more. We discovered that there's
That's the weirdest story anybody's ever said on like, the podcast. That like made me uncomfortable.
From the beginning, too.
No, it's the serial killer like tone of like, his complete lack of emotion.
Thank you. Can I tell you
And
something?
then this happened.
Yes. Yeah. You know what? And I know Bill.
The only thing missing from that story is the sound of somebody gagged, screaming in the other room.
Right.
After every Yankee game, they play some guy from New Jersey.
Yeah, that's a good point. But you know,
because he rubbed your balls and you all fucking. That's right. It is amazing.
but I mean, Frankie's
New
Frankie.
York.
Yeah, it's the best.
Concrete something. Let's get a slice. It's so bad.
Yeah, but
it's so bad.
You know what I love is when people show you new ways to crack their back and they just throw these sound effects in.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're going to get somebody hurt.
Yeah,
This
you
is
gotta
the way-
hook
this-
him behind me. You go on my back. I'll go forward, and both of us jump at the
Yes,
same time.
It's bad.
It's terrible.
Knee pain. All of these people with no. And then when a doctor chimes in and says, like, no, you don't want to do this, then all the morons just like, a lot of doctors getting in their feelings in this fucking chat. A lot of people with credentials fucking really getting nervous, like they're gonna go out of business. It's like, no, dude, I'm just gonna see you guys in my office.
Right.
I'm actually fucking myself out of money by letting you know that you shouldn't be doing this.
He has a metal bar. I mean, it seems like a
Oh,
torture
Jesus.
device. It looks like a chisel, like a fat, wide chisel, and it has like a thin layer of like rubber over it. And he takes this metal bar, and it has like a handle, like a sword, where
Are
it
you
has like
wearing
a
a
guard.
gimp mask at this point?
I'm naked, unfortunately. And
Like he makes her come to an orgasm and she's a squirter, right?
Oh. Got it. I was thinking go to the bathroom. Wow. That's awesome. I've never had a squirter. Have you had a squirter?
No, and I don't want it. I think it's disgusting. It's very male. It's very male. Like it's like she's getting a facial. It's like she's blowing a load on you. It's gross.
Took a fucking salsa dancing class last night with my wife. Oh my God. You want to talk about getting outside your wheelhouse?
Wow.
I remember when we stood up, I literally murmured to myself, I said, all right, let the hell begin. And I think she heard me. And then she was kind of cool a little bit, like not being like, come on, man, I got to make the jokes. Because the jokes were just flying. Because this guy goes, I've been dancing since I was 10. I was like, getting your ass kicked since you were 11. Like, it was just like, he was just lobbing him over the net. I'm like, you're a dancer? You look like you fucking work at Mike's fucking New Jersey Mike's. This guy looks like he makes sandwiches.
I do. You ever do intermittent fasting? You know what that is?
Yeah.
You ever try that?
Yeah, it's called sleeping. I haven't eaten for 8 hours.
We laugh at your shit.
We know comedians, like that's affection. If somebody
Yeah.
takes the time to creatively trash me, I'm like, oh, this person loves me.
We've all done something like that. We've all said something that someone didn't want to listen to.
Oh,
for
not
sure.
me.
No,
Not me.
Never.
Oh no. I walk in wearing a scarf, coming like a hero.
A scarf and those Snoopy aviator goggles.
That's right. That's right. Everybody wants to hear my bullshit.
You know, the first time phone call for anybody that's in your world, you kind of fucking, just sit up a little straight. You kind of whatever, you hold the phone up, you make sure and I pick it
You
up.
really were the fat kid. Your snacks were your friends. I just saw your whole child. I see the sadness and pain. Okay, I get it.
Listen, you're one of those guys, you don't need compliments. You actually need to be pulled down a little bit,
Bill.
to be tethered.
I give myself-
to something. And I would say that it betrays an underlying insecurity, but there isn't with you. You're just full on fucking ego.
I'm full on
ego.
yes.
Like you probably thought that was an ugly sweater until you put it on.
No, you were saying because I'm a comic and because I am who I am, I get it.
No, you're not.
But if I wasn't a stand-up and I was working at fucking Home Depot carrying boxes, I don't think, no offense. If that's your job, that's a great job.
Yeah, but there would be a woman in your department that's doing the same job, and she'd think you were soulmates, and she'd think she
that's
could
right.
actually build a future with you before she got to know you. But in the meantime, you'd be laying the lumber. You give her the old 2x4 there, Bobby.
Yeah.
Dude, I swear to God, you could actually, how dumb the average person is. Like, I consider myself an average person. You could go to a bar with one of those. They're literally like $5, and you could just like blow chicks' minds with the, just go, you
think they would fuck you? Has anybody ever gotten laid because of a gyroscope?
Dude, if you're wearing a cape and you show it with that thing, it's over.
I think I used to say, like, I want to put your head through that dresser.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. But I was like, as an expression of love.
Right.
Yeah.
And there were other things too, like
because you don't like love and you hate that it makes you feel weak or something, that you want to violently take it out on her.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Yeah. I mean, it worked out.
It did actually.
Were you frustrated that you knew you had no control over the love that you had for your wife? So
that's
then
good,
you were starting to feel trapped.
I think it was more of like,
like that.
I didn't know how to express how good I felt. So I thought
no.
Yeah.
No, he really just tried. He tried to play like dim-witted there.
Yeah.
No,
See, that's the problem.
you're
I fell
cold,
for it.
Calculated.
Yeah.
You're everything you need to be to make in this business. Yeah, it's like no matter what you do.
No matter what you do.
That's the internet. No matter what
the
you do.
internet is the world's largest hole poking machine.
Yeah, you're going to get shit on.
It doesn't matter what it is. You will always get. You could, whatever achievement you feel like you.
Yeah, but dude, what was up with that tie though?
Exactly. What?
But that tie though. Then they'll fucking take your head and stick it on something else. And it's always like, and you know who does it? Those people who have that little egg for a picture and like 2 followers. It's like, you fucking pussy. You just started this account to do this. Then did you hear what he said in that fucking strip mall? Something can comedy go too far. Most of my friends, we all got busted for drinking and driving. The best one was a buddy of mine. They read his, and it was like, approximately 4 a.m, we noticed a maroon VW Fox blowing its horn, trying to pass on the right. We pulled the defendant over. After repeatedly asking the defendant to stay in the car, he got out of the car, threw his keys at my feet, and repeatedly stated, "Lock me up, I'm fucked up." Let's end it Hollywood. All right, go ahead. Ask me some questions.
Bill, where you
I
at?
want you to talk to me like I'm getting a lifetime achievement award, and I can't be bothered. This is a big thing. But
Bill,
when you're playing, I can't be bothered. You have to like sort of brush away lint that isn't there.
When you originally tuned up your comedy, what did it feel like to have audiences standing and carrying you around? And
It was just something that I was blessed with. It was just, the first time I did an open mic ever, it was just I walked on stage to a standing ovation. I don't know why. I don't know what it is that I do.
Well, we all love you, and I just want to say that I think the relationship you have with your the relationship you have with your wife.
Just fucking have a good time because it flies. It fucking flies by, and all of that cliched shit. Try to be present. Try to fucking You only need a couple, 2, 3 friends. You get some money, save it. Don't buy a bunch of dumb shit.
Well, I could definitely.
And then once you get somewhere, you help out the new people behind you. Don't be that fucking asshole who looks at young people like they're going to take what you got, go back and help them out. Maybe they can avoid some of the shit that you went through. It is what it is. I don't have any answers.